Hello, welcome. We're here. Hey, it is time. You know what? It is time once again to do a little fan fest watching. I did this last time. I'm slightly more prepared this time. Slightly. Let's see. Let me get the camera where I want it. Let's find where we're comfy in this whole situation. We got a little bit of time before it begins. Hello, everyone. Last time it was in Europe, and as a result, it was on at a weird time when I shouldn't have been awake. But Tokyo, turns out I'm wide awake when they're doing it, so this is great. I do believe this means we're going to see the full trailer. So Kit London just said that. I'm excited to see the full trailer. I think that is what happens here. Now, this is my first time getting hyped before an expansion's already been fully announced, because that's where I was with Endwalker. But this is my first time experiencing this. I believe this is when we see this is the trailer. This is what's going to be in the game on the package. It's not on the package. They didn't put a trailer on the package. What am I doing? But this is going to be it. And so I think being the full trailer, it's going to have all the teases for whatever else is going to be in there. A lot of people saying Green Mage is going to be announced. We got the Viper confirmation as a job last time. A lot of people thinking Green Mage is coming. We're going to have to see. We're going to have to see what is going on. Spooky2 asks, is the fam back from vacation or are you still hanging out solo? They are back. They got back and I said, hey, I'm sure you would love for me to help watch the kids, but I got to go watch them. They agreed. So here's where we're at. This is what we're doing. I did negotiate for it. I'm responsible for taking my stepson to a dental visit now. That's how it all balances out. I get to do this, but I gotta be the one to take a kid to an orthodontist appointment. That's how it goes. That's how we do it. I am gonna real quick. Let's just flip over, just so we're not. Once it gets going and we're all gonna be excited. Let's make sure this is working beforehand. So let's do this. All right. Looks pretty good. Maybe my picture's a little too big. I don't know. We'll make me a little smaller. We'll go to right about there. I think this looks pretty good. I don't know where the volume's going to be at. We'll adjust that on the fly, but looks like we're about ready. So we're back to that. Teddy Freddy, we love you, John. Thank you. Love you too. Thanks again for being here. Yeah, I'm really excited to see what this is going to be. You know, I definitely wish that I could live in enough of an internet bubble to where this version of the trailer is what I could just watch. I kind of don't want to be the person that sees all the steps of the trailer coming up. But you know, that's not the world I live in. This is going to be what it's going to be. Like, I can isolate myself to a degree, but not enough. Not enough to where that's gonna be okay. So, I am excited to see it all. I wonder if there's going to be very many more surprises or things like that coming up on this. And just kind of see where they're at. I mean, look, it is going to be a great year for Final Fantasy. Absolutely a phenomenal year. We have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out. We've got, I don't know, but I think 16 is going to come out on PC this year. If I had to guess, I would guess that it's going to come out this year. We have the expansion for Final Fantasy 14 going to be hitting. I think we're probably going to have a Final Fantasy 16 event in 14. And that's the stuff we know about. I think it's going to be a great year to be a fan of this series. And I am. So I'm really, really excited. I can't wait. I've listened to the Core podcast for the last 4 years or so. It's by far my favorite podcast. Thank you so much. It's my favorite podcast to do. It's a blast. We have a good time. So yeah, Final Fantasy 16 DLC 2, that's right. Although I am going to admit this, so I will buy it because I believe in supporting Final Fantasy 16. But I will probably not play it until I play it again on the PC version when it releases, because I will buy it again. I wanted it on the PC to begin with, so I will be picking that game up on the PC, and that's probably, I'll do another playthrough, and that's probably where I'll play the DLC. Maybe. Depends on what all we find out. But yeah, Final Fantasy 16 DLC. That is exciting as well. Did I play Final Fantasy 11? A little bit. Not a lot. I wasn't a huge fan of 11. I played a bit. Ben, who was my co-host of Azeroth Roundtable, which was a World of Warcraft show, he was way into Final Fantasy 11 for a very long time. And it was one of those things where, because he was so into it and I didn't like it that much, I wasn't into it at all. So I played it for a little bit. I've always wondered if I should go back and try it, because I do know they're going to do that tie-in, but I don't know how solo friendly that game is, and I am not looking to get into another MMO community situation. But I would be lying if I said I wasn't curious, especially as somebody who's currently been playing through all of the Final Fantasies, is on 10, knowing that 11 would technically be next, and the plan is to skip it and go straight to 12. I do sometimes look at 11 and go, what if I played it? What if I did? I intended to wait on 16 for the PC, but Santa brought me a PS5. Nice. Very nice. Got the DLC, now need time to play. Baldur's Gate 3 has my gaming time for now. Yeah, it'll do that. How can you go to 12 without 11? It's just not you. You need to fully beat 11 first. It is a very non-me move. I will give you that. But I will tell you how I can skip it, because I've played enough of it to know that I can skip it. That's how. If it was a big question mark and I knew nothing about it at all, that would be one thing. In a world where I have played some of 11, I know I can skip it and go straight to 12. But I will also say the temptation is still there. It's very soloable, but I don't recommend 11, and I played it since it came out. It's solo friendly now, but it's insane to start it now in 2023. That's going to be the biggest hurdle, right? Like, from a gameplay perspective. Like, even Final Fantasy XIV, much as I love it, has a gameplay hurdle you have to overcome. We're getting close, though, guys. We got to be ready. I got to have my finger on the trigger here, because we're going to have to switch to FanFest very soon. They're doing some business up on the screen. And we gotta be ready for that. Let's see. I wonder if I can put. I kind of want to put you guys up to where you can show up for this. There we go. Oh, here we go. Just in time, too. We got a countdown. We got a minute to go. It is time, everybody. Buckle up. We're gonna do this. I'm so excited. I can't wait to see. It is almost time. Oh, I'm competing with Bo right now? Good. Good. Core is at its strongest when we compete with each other. 30 seconds, everybody. I will mess with the volume depending on where it's at. Let me know if it does need to go a little higher or lower, especially once I start talking over it, because we certainly can't pause it. I actually think with the power of YouTube we can, but that vaguely defeats the purpose of it. Here we go. Get ready. It's almost time. There it is. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's do this.
Blue seas, clear skies, and boundless possibilities.
Music's a little...
I dare say our destination will soon be in sight.
I like that it's still roughly there, but
Enjoying yourself?
it's got a little more pep to it.
Come now. There's no cause for panic. This one might make for a worthy opponent.
Oh. I like the coloring on that. Get him, Estinian. Big Viper moment. I am so gonna play this job, you guys. It's not even funny how much this is gonna be my new job. Nutkin.
Might you have a moment to speak further?
Thancred always getting assaulted by Nutkins. It's well known. At least he was wearing clothes this time. Wow. Oh. Taco time. Oh. Oh my gosh. They're going with an artist. And Kryle's doing it. I don't remember what's her name was. Was it Kryle? Was it actually Kryle that was the painter? Now I don't remember. It's been so long. I guess I gotta play through all the Final Fantasies again. I've clearly forgotten this and I gotta do it again. Yeah, painter. No, it should be a job. It's been a job before in Final Fantasy. It actually has a history.
There. Look, my friends. Behold the scene of our next great adventure.
Alphino's finally allowed to appear on the ship.
I
trust you have not forgotten the true purpose of our voyage.
At last, we are come to the land you call the New World. My home. Tura.
We got Lady Khajiits now. Is that what they're called? So many cat people in video games. I get all the names wrong. Kryl in Final Fantasy V. Painter was Realm in 6. That's what it was. Thank you for fact checking me, chat. It is good to know. That's great. There's a lot of stuff to unpack in that. They revealed a lot of stuff on this one. Hrothgar, that's what it is. Khajiit, what's that? That's Elder Scrolls, right? Yoshi P coming out in a baseball outfit. Well, yeah, because male Hrothgars existed. So now it looks like we're finally getting the female ones. That's, you know what? That's a great baseball shirt, though. I mean, they were probably hiding in the same place as all the bunny boys from last time.
Thank you for coming today. My name is Naoki Yoshida, producer and director of Final Fantasy XIV. さあ、新生14 10周年グローバルファンフェスツアーの鳥となる日本のファンフェスティバルいよいよ開幕です。ただですね、新年1月1日、能登半島の方で非常に大きな
I wish I looked half as cool as Yoshi P at any given time in my
心よ
life.
りお見舞い申し上げます。非常に困難な状況から、1年ね幕開けとなった日本なんですが、僕らやっぱりゲーム開発者
Nexus Warrior of Light and the number 14. It is awesome. It is a really cool jersey.
日常を取り戻した時にお帰りなさいと、楽しい世界がしっかり、作られて維持されていくことが我々の一番やらなければいけない仕事かなと思っておりますので、全力でそれを取り組んでいこうと思います。X でもちょっと拝見したんですけど、やっぱりいらっしゃれないこの会場に来る予定だった
Every
のが
time he comes out, though,
いらっしゃれ
I'm in the same
なか
boat.
った
I'm like,
光の
man,
選手の
wish I
方のコメントも
wish I
拝見
looked
しま
that
した。
cool.
ただ
Wish I
そ
could
こに
pull
書
off
か
the
れてたの
outfits
は
he's wearing, whether it's being dressed as a
せっかくの
Viper
機会なので
or this
自分が行け
jersey.
なかった分まで、皆さんに楽しんでほしいというふうにコメントを拝
Maybe
見
I
し
could
ました
pull
の
off
で
the baseball
この会
jersey.
場に、いらっしゃる皆さん、そして配信ご覧の皆さん、僕らも含めてですが、とにかく楽しく目いっ
At
ぱい
least I've actually
やって
played baseball.
皆
That
さん
gives
に
me a
力を
leg up
届けら
on
れれ
making
ば
it
なと
work.
思ってますので、どうぞ楽しんでいきましょう。さあ、じゃあちょっとコメントもですね、今日ちゃんと返しをもらっているので
Yeah, I was wondering.
こちらに
Like, apparently there's not going to be any translation. I thought there might be,
楽しむのが仕事だって。
but maybe there isn't
ね
going to
吉田に言
be.
ってるってこれ必ずありますね。あります。見てますよ。見てます。見てます。
Unless I'm on the
はい、こちらは
wrong feed, but I only saw
YouTube と
one. So,
Twitch です。新ヘアスタイルってそれか。それ吉田の新ヘアスタイ
bring
ル
out
だけ。
Koji. I can't function without Koji.
よろしくお願いします。ファイナルファンタジー14新生10周年ということもありますし、世界中の光の戦士の皆さんのおかげ、それに支えられてですね、まさかのこの東京ドームでの、開催となりました。 そのお礼の意味も込めてですね、すいません、世界中の、光の戦士の皆さん、基調講演、7.0 の情報を楽しみにしていると思いますので、ここだけはすいません、英語。
So I do wonder if the job is going to actually be called painter. So it was in Final Fantasy before. It's not a frequent one, but it has been in there. I guess I'll just talk while this happens because either I am on the wrong feed, and but I would think Koji would be out there translating if they were going to translate at all. You know what I mean? Oh, is there subtitles? Hold on, let's see. No. There's no subtitles. Hold on. All right, it isn't Koji, but I think she's going to translate for me.
Hello to everyone on screen. I am Kate, the lead English translator, and I am once again here to tell you what Yoshi P says.
Thank you, Kate. We were having a problem.
I am very good at English. Thank you. Arigatou gozaimasu.
I like her jersey too. Possibly even better. I would like both jerseys so I can play a home game and an away game.
順調です。
即答で順調。
I was unable to attend the London Fan Fest because I was very busy working on 7.0, so Koji thankfully took over. But it is going well, our development progress, and I am making sure to fuel my motivation with a lot of tacos. So, tacos を食べることでモチベーションをバフしながら頑張ってます。
そんなにタコスね上がるんだね。
まあそうで、まあグラハティア見ればタコス食べたくなりますよ。
あ、なるほど。
If you see Graha, you want to eat the tacos. It's not weird. It's not weird.
They're not wrong. Every time I see Grahatia eat a taco, I would like tacos. I would like tacos right now because he was in that trailer.
その幕開けは僕の基調講演からスタートします。その内容はもちろんこちらになります。
So once again, welcome to FanFest in Tokyo. This is a dreamlike FanFest being held in Tokyo Dome.
I love that
we
piece of
want to kick it
art.
off with my keynote, the subject of which is, of course,
拡張パッケージ黄金のレガシーの最新情報をお届けしてまいります。
the newest information on our expansion Dawn Trail.
そして気になる発売日なんですが、きっと3つ目のファンフェスだから発売日出るんだろうなと思っていると思うんですが、すいません、計画上の日程はもちろん決まってはいるんですが、現状ギリギリまでちょっとすいません、スケジュールの最終調整確認をしております。
They're still calling it for summer.
This is the third FanFest. You're probably expecting us to announce the release date of Dawn Trail. Unfortunately, though, we do have an internal date that we are targeting. We are adjusting the schedule, making sure it's fine-tuned as much as it possibly can be before announcing, so we will not be sharing that today.
That's fine. I mean, it's still on track for summer. Like, honestly, I got so many games from last year to still play. It'll get here when it gets here.
人生初めての延期をさせていただくということをしてしまいましたので、ちょっと今回はまあたとえ数週間だろうが、そういったことがないようにギリギリまで、しっかりした日程調整するためにあとほんの少しお時間いただければと思います。
If you're wondering why, well, it's because, as you know, for Endwalker, for the very first time in my career, we had to delay the release. We don't want that to happen again, even if it's just a few weeks. So we are taking great care to make sure that our schedule is on track before announcing, but we will get you that info as soon as we can.
Like, I love that they care that much. But I was so genuinely okay with the delay. And I mean, I'm sure, like, not everybody was the same as me. But I was so okay with it.
No, it will be summer.
Like, it makes me sad seeing them so bothered by it, but I love that they're bothered by it because it means they care. Caring is good.
And it came out in June.
スクエニ時間じゃなく、14時間の夏でちゃんと出すようにします。
We will not be releasing on Square Enix time. We will be releasing on 14 time, which means properly in summer.
Shots fired at Square Enix. Take that, big Square Enix. You don't tell us what to do around here.
次の機会でさせていただければと思います。すいません。よろしくお願いします。
So we will work very hard to get you that info as soon as possible, and we'll have it for you next time. So thank you for your patience.
さあでは本格的に黄金のレガシーの中身についてお話ししていこうと思いますが、もちろん皆さんが一番気になっているのは
Of course, let's talk about the content of Dawn Trail and the thing you're most looking forward to.
I didn't think I was going to be into whatever the new job is, but honestly, Painter or Pictomancer, whatever they end up calling it, I actually am interested in that.
リルムって言われたジョブ名じゃない
That's not even a job name.
さあ僕があれこれ説明する前にですね動画で一番最初その動きをご覧いただこうと思います
But before you hear from me, let's see it on video.
Ooh, let's see it. Oh my gosh, they got a real punk rock vibe going for it. I'm already on board with that. I mean, the giant brush is a little silly, but overall I like the vibe of it. Is that what the effects actually look like? That's awesome. Hold on now. That's what the effects actually look like? I love this. I think this is cool. Also, she's beating the shit out of that sugar glider. That looks super cool. I thought they were just doing an effect over the top of everything at first. Okay, Pictomancer, that is what they're calling it. I love it.
第2弾はピクトマンサー筆を武器とする遠隔魔法 DPS となっています
The second job of Dawn Trail will be ranged magical DPS wielding a brush, the Pictomancer.
さあ皆さん予想の方は当たっていたでしょうか
Did you guess correctly?
Not a fan of the toadstool hat? Well, don't show your hat. That's the easiest thing to hide in the whole world. Half the races can't even show it.
Yeah, at Las Vegas Film Fest, I wore a very mysterious T-shirt.
まあうまいことなんか2つのジョブのヒントっぽくなったのかなっていう気がします
Yeah, she did look like an older Realm. Like, they definitely took inspiration from Realm, which I mean, the only, like, mainstream Pictomancer, right? So that's who you would pull from, but...
Pictomancer was the only job to debut in Final Fantasy VI.
ファイナルファンタジー6では筆を使い敵のこうイラストを描いてね
It all blends together for
技
me.
を使うというジョブでした
Like, all the
In
1 through
FF6,
6.
Pictomancer used their brush to draw their enemies and therefore use their techniques.
ファイナルファンタジー14ではその描くという部分を発展させピクトマンサーがさまざまなモンスターだけじゃなくて絵を描いてそれを魔法として攻撃や補助などの効果を発動させていくという見た目にも非常にユニークなジョブになってます
FF14's Pictomancer has a bit broader of painting skill. They can paint not only monsters, but landscapes and other things, not just the enemies that they are currently facing. And they also have a very unique appearance.
Yeah, I love the look of them. Like, the kind of quasi-punk rock look of them. Like, they don't look like a stuffy
and the Scion
painter.
Kryl has become Pictomancer.
ねクルルずっとちょっと戦えなくてねお留守番が続いていたんできっと頑張ってくれたんだと思います
Because Kryl could never fight before, right? She was always sort of stuck watching things at home. I think she probably tried really hard to take on this new role.
Yeah, I didn't play as Realm very much. She wasn't on my party very often because I didn't like her powers, but I like the concept, and it seems like the concept is what they're running with. I might end up playing this.
厳しいものがあると
As somebody that thought they were going to play Ninja and wound up playing Dancer, I think this might be another situation. I think I'm going to play Viper. I might play Pictomancer.
To portray the image of this job.
その一部からっていうのをちょっとやめてもらっていいですか
People are like shocked.
スタッフ真に受けるんで というわけで今回はですね僕の代わりにですね素敵なモデルさんに、新ジョブ衣装を着ていただいてます。
Like that he
But in
said he
my
wasn't
place,
gonna
we do
come out
have,
wearing the
a wonderful
outfit.
model who will be showing off this job gear.
ご登場いただきましょう。どうぞ。
You could have pulled it off, Yoshi P. I mean, I'm fine if you don't want to. I don't want you to be uncomfortable, man, but... Alright, you maybe couldn't have pulled this exact look off, but... I would have respected the effort.
いやさすがでしょ
Wow, impressive.
う。可愛いの声ありがとうございます。どうですかって見てくださいよ。
The brush is kind of silly, but again, it's like, you know, it's supposed to be like a magical rod or staff. It's fine. It's silly, but I like it.
ちょっとコメント会場の一斉に大丈夫似合うよみたいなのやめてもらっていいですか。
Everyone keeps saying, no, it'd be fine, it'll look great, please stop.
こちら新ジョブピクトマンサーのジョブ専用装備をまといイメージキャラクターとして登場していただきました。
So our model here is wearing the job outfit for Pictomancer.
Apparently, a lot of people are saying he would have pulled it off. Yeah, he could have. He could have.
良い。
Good.
なんか俺の装備もクオリティ高かったけど確かにすごいな。
Yeah, it does
My
look
gear
like
was
somebody
also
cast
high
grow
quality,
on a
but man, this
magic
is
wand.
impressive.
I mean, I like that it's got some spikes on it. It does look like if you smacked someone with it, it would hurt.
If you could stay up here while we finish introducing Pictomancer, that'd be great.
ではピクトマンサーの特徴を見ていこうと思います。
So let's look at the details of this job.
まずロールに関しては先ほどお伝えした通り遠隔
It's
魔法
DPS, so I don't have to step outside of my comfort zone.
So this will be
Wouldn't want
ranged
that.
magical DPS using the gear of casting.
そして筆という専用の、武器を使います。
And they have a special weapon that is their brush.
コメント
Yeah, don't doubt the brush. I have a 2-year-old. I know how dangerous a brush can be. It's fine.
集中して聞いてもらっていいですか。
I see you all on the stream saying you wanted to see my midriff. Please stop and pay attention now.
こちら対応クラスはございません。最初からジョブの状態で戦えます。
So there is no requisite class for this job. You can just start from the job itself.
そしてスタートの初期レベルは80からとなっております。
Starting level 80, so
Starting level will be 80.
once again, I'm going to probably be running through Palace of the Dead over and over again to try and figure out how it all works.
And the
Gridania
job
makes
quest will be beginning in Gridania.
黄金のレガシースタートの際には条件を満たしていればすぐにでも使用可能となっています。
So long as you've completed the requirements, you will be able to pick up this job right as soon as you get into Dawn Trail.
そうなんかグリダニアでジョブクエスト開始するの久しぶりなんですよね。
It's been a long time since we had a job quest start in Gridania.
はい、結構特徴的なジョブクエストになっておりますので、ジョブクエスト自体も、お楽しみください。
The job quests themselves are also very unique, so I hope you'll look forward to that.
では続いてバトルのイメージ
This
に
might
行
be
きましょ
too
う。
weird for you. Well, I mean, I think that's what the Viper is for. That's actually why I like these two as complementary ones. You know what I mean? Like,
筆に魔力を込めて
Viper is so basic. It's like you get 2 swords, and sometimes you make the 2 swords a
As we
pole arm,
mentioned,
and
the
you hit him with it.
Pictomancer concentrates aether in their brush to release their power by drawing pictures.
絵画魔法というジ
I
ャンル
did
の
say
魔
the
法
same
を
thing
使
for
います
dancer, though.
It is
Yeah,
the
I mean,
magic of
like,
an
I
artist.
never thought I would play as a dancer, and it's my main.
さらにですね、ファイナルファンタジー16のピクトマンサーはね、相手のモンスター自体の絵を描くっていうジョブだったんですが、
The Pictomancer in 6 was drawing just their enemies.
ファイナルファンタジー14では相対する敵に関わりなく、さまざまな生物や
I wonder what drawing a
武器
landscape
さらには
does.
風景を描いて効果を発揮させます。
But regardless of what enemy they're facing, FF14's Pictomancer can draw creatures, weapons, and even landscapes.
結構あれですね VFX、エフェクトと呼ばれるものもピクトマンサー専用のタッチでちょっとね、ドローイング されたような形でかなりね試行錯誤を繰り返して作っています。
We have quite a few original visual effects for Pictomancer to really make it look like
I
they are
really
drawings.
liked the way it looked visually. Like visually, I thought it looked
絵を
really
描く
cool.
ためには詠唱時間がありますが、もちろんそれを補う無詠唱魔法とか、アビリティも存在しています。
Of course, in order to create a work of art, it's going to take some time, but to go along with that, you will also have instant cast spells and abilities.
ピクトマンサーは自身が攻撃するだけでなく、パーティーを強化するような魔法も一部持っています。
And the Pictomancer does not simply attack, they also have magic that can buff their party.
サポートジョブというわけでは
A little bit of support
ないの
in
で、
there is
そういった
nice.
ところ結構気にされる方
It's
いる
one
と
of
思うん
the
ですが、
elements I like
サポー
about
トジョブというわけではない
Dancer.
ですが、黒魔導士のような攻撃特化ではないということだけお伝えしておきます。
We wouldn't say it's a full support job if that's what you're thinking, but it is not quite so attack focused as something like Black Mage.
ちなみに普段遠隔魔法 DPS キャスターやってるよっていう方どれぐらいいますか？
Who's playing ranged magical DPS right now?
結構いますね。
Quite a few.
ピクトマンサーはちなみに蘇生魔法は持っておりません。
Pictomancers cannot res you.
You're not gonna get a res from him. That would be a funny ability, though. You just draw your teammate standing up and looking happy, and then they're just like, "Oh, I'm
So I think
alive
you have a
again."
good idea now in your mind of what Pictomancer might be like. So with that, let's take another look at the video.
どうぞ。
All right, we're gonna look at the video again. I love the effects of this. Like, I thought they were adding it in post just for, like, artistic license, but knowing that that's what it actually looks like in the game. I mean, like, some of that is, like, the splat probably is, right? Like, I don't think that's in the game, but this bit. Alright, there's a landscape. What'd the landscape be? Oh, we don't know. Paint a Moogle. Moogle Blast. Yeah, it's wild. Makes me think of Epic Mickey. Yeah.
Thank you.
Epic
I
Mickey
love
was such a
it.
cool idea, but I just didn't like the game very much. But I loved the concept of it.
先にいる光の選手の方からですね、質問が届いておりました。絵が下手な僕でもピクトマンサーになれますかって。
So we have a question from the chat asking, okay, even if I am just terrible at art, can I be Pictomancer?
That was a good question. You know what? A fair question.
使えているので大丈夫だと思います。
I am so bad at art that it is like just so dreadful, and I'm fine, so you'll be fine.
美術1ですって言ってる方いらっしゃいますけど大丈夫です大丈夫です。
It does not require artistic skill.
はい、ではピクトマンサーありがとうございました。
Thank you to our Pictomancer.
さあここでちょっとピクトマンサーに関してですねドイツ語のプレイヤーの皆さんに一つお知らせがございます。
Now we do have one announcement about Pictomancer for our players playing in German.
これまで「ファイナルファンタジー6」のオリジナルそれからピクセルリマスタードイツ語版では、ジョブ名をですねこのように表記してました。今パワーポイントに映ってます。
So in FF6, both the original and remaster, Pictomancer had previously been translated as duplicant.
デュプリカント、まあ多分これ造語だと思うんですけど、デュプリケートってちょっと MMO 用語だとアイテムが増殖するみたいなのでちょっとうってなるんですけど。
Yes, duplicate has a bit of a special meaning in MMOs, you know, dupes of items.
でおそらくですね。
This is the class, this is the job you take if you want to be an item
ドイツ
duper.
語のジョブ名作られたんだと
You
思いま
want
す。
that as your job, you
But
can
at the
finally
time,
pick it.
Because the job was in fact duplicating your enemies, that's why they translated it with a name that means duplication.
ただ実際こうピクトマンサーというジョブに関してその敵の姿をコピーするだけではなくていろんな絵を描くっていう遊びをピクトマンサーに作っていこうとするとどうしてもジョブ名とイメージの開きが出てしまうので今回、FF シリーズ全体で協議をしてですね14のドイツ語版では今書かれているようにどちらかというともうピクトマンサーに近い、こちらも造語になりますがジョブ名を、作りました。
However, because 14's Pictomancer is focused around creating original works of art, not just duplicating, we thought there would be quite a gap between the name if we use the legacy translation. So therefore, for all of the FFs, we will now be using this new name, Pictomant.
今後また新たな FF シリーズでピクトマンサーが登場する際には今回作った、ピクトマントというドイツ語表示を使っていこうと思いますので、
logical decision to make.
ドイツ語プレイヤーの皆さん、しっかり協議した上で FF シリーズ全体として決めましたので、ご理解いただけますと助かります。
So in future Final Fantasy games, you will see Pictomant as the name for this job. So please know that's not a mistake.
Oh really, Yoshi P? What future Final Fantasy games would those be?
Everyone involved. So
tell us more.
We hope you'll enjoy the new name.
やっぱりこうシリーズね、歴史が長いとこう発展していく中で、当時ねその限定した機能に対してだけ名前を付けたものが後になってねこうそれを拡張しようとすると。噛み合わなくなるっていう結構例かなとは今回思いました。
Honestly, when you have such a long-running series as Final Fantasy, you will run into these cases where what made perfect sense at the time is no longer working for us, and this is a great example of the sort of stuff we deal with.
ただやっぱりシリーズの可能性とか、発展性ということを考えたときに変更しなければいけないというタイミングがあるというのも今回しっかり議論した上で決めましたので、似たような事例ね。
Maybe the Final Fantasy 16 producer can join him on stage to announce the collab. I hope so, man. You know, they're probably busy, but
you know, as we
be great to
grow
see
and
him.
develop as a franchise, we really need to adapt in the way that is best for Final Fantasy's future. And this time it only affected German, but I think it will probably happen in all languages at certain points. So just remember that that's what we're bearing in mind when we make these decisions.
さあでは続けてさまざまなキャラクターが登場するこの黄金のレガシー、そのストーリーについても、触れておきましょう。
So let's move on to the story of Dawn Trail, which will feature myriad characters.
今回皆さんにお届けするのは再三英雄光の戦士への最高の夏休みとお伝えしてきました。
As we've mentioned, we will be giving you the greatest summer vacation a warrior of light could have.
I'm still so excited for the summer vacation. I'm ready. It's gonna be so hot here. I'm gonna
The
just
site of this vacation and our
seal
new
myself
adventure
in
will
my
be
room.
the continent of Tural.
say sorry I'm on summer
依
vacation.
頼されるのはトラル大陸にあるとある王国の王位継承霊星の助力です。
And the reason we will be going there is for the right of succession for a nation over there.
その依頼主となるのが
And the person who has requested our help
こちらのキャラクターです。
is her.
Her hairstyle looks like
トラル大陸の王
it
女
looks very much like whatever I can't remember the
というキャラクターになり
names
ます。
obviously I'm so bad with
This
names
character is
but
Wiclamat.
the
She's the
hairstyle
daughter
for
of
the
current
cat
ruler of
people
Tural.
in 11 actually.
なんとなくね、あんまり見たことのない種族にも見えるんですけれど。
I feel like I
Dawn
haven't
Trail is
seen
the
this
mandatory
before.
swimsuit episode. I
ミコだよ
mean
ね、多分ね。
gotta
Is it
have
Mikote?
one.
そうですよね。
多分ちょっと体質的にちょっとモフモフしてるミコッテだと思います。
I think it's just a really, really fuzzy Mikote. まあ、それしかないですね。
そうですね。まあまあじゃあ気にしないで先進みましょ
Don't worry about it.
う。この王位継承レースというのはさまざまな候補者が入り乱れて競うものになっています。
So in this right of succession, we will be competing with other various contestants for the throne.
その王位継承レースの道中ですね、さまざまな気づきやドラマが待ち構えています。
And there will, of course, be a lot of revelations and various dramatic turns along the way.
まあその王位継承レースというからには他にも候補者います。
Of course, as a contest, we do need people to compete against.
さらに暁のメンバーがそこにどう関わっていくのか、それらはぜひ
who are we
皆さんの目で
competing
お確かめください。
And so I hope you'll look forward to finding out how exactly the other scions play into
They're a
that
competition. We gotta
今
destroy
ご
them.
紹介したこの新たな登場人物であるウクラマトなんですが、いよいよパッチ 6.55 のメインクエストパート2から登場となります。
As for Wuklamat, who we've introduced today, you will be able to meet her in patch 6.55 part 2.
早速ですね
soon.
非常にキャラ性強いキャラになってますんで、ぜひですね皆さんの手で、新しい物語のまさに序章をですね、体験していただければと思います。
She is a very strong character, so I hope you look forward to getting to know her.
そんな気になる、分かった分かった、じゃあパッチ 6.55 はいつなのかねと。
Okay, so you're wondering, I'm sure, when is patch 6.55 coming out?
Yeah, I know, I just said it was soon.
1月16日
Well, look, hey,
Be coming
you know
out
what?
on January 16th.
I'm gonna just pretend like I knew. I was like, yeah, it's coming out soon, everybody. Don't worry. I had no idea, but it turns out I was right. There it is. This- in 10 days.
だから一週明けて、リリースさせていただきます。
Obviously, after FanFest is over, we are all going to be passed out, so we're taking a week and then releasing.
なおですね、すいません、パッチ
There you go.
6.55 は24時間メンテナンスを予定してます。
Oh my
And
gosh,
also,
I have
we
so
are
much to
planning to have a
play this
24-hour
month.
maintenance for this patch.
これはですね、パッチ 6.55 の公開作業に合わせて皆さんの日本の全データセンターの各種、まあいわゆるサーバー機材ですね、まあものすごい高性能サーバーがたくさん並んでるんですけど、それを最新の機材に全て入れ替えるという作業を同時に行わせていただきます。
This is because we will be replacing the entire Japanese data center infrastructure with newer machines.
これによってですね、さらに安定性増しますし、いろんなことが、まあアイテム関係だったり、まあ土地だったりハウジング、いろんなことまたやりやすくなりますので、それらのメンテナンスとそれから最新機器への入れ替えということを、今回やりますので、すみません、ちょっと長時間のメンテナンスになりますが、ご承知おきください。
We're sorry that it's such a long maintenance, but this will contribute to future stability and our ability for the servers to handle things like items and housing, so we ask for your understanding.
Ah, that's
はい
nice.
では
That's
続
nice.
いて
Doing
新た
some
な冒険
future
の
prep.
舞台となる西方トラル大陸追加情報を、見ていきましょう。
So let's take a look at some new information about Tudal.
こちら、オールゼアの全体図ですね、三大洲の西方に位置する巨大な大陸です。
So on the map, you'll see that it is to the west of the three great continents.
こちら、左に見えるのがトラル大陸ですが、
And on the left is what we've shown you so far.
まあ、こちらですね。で、今回、なん
Oh,
と
look at
トラル
that.
大陸というのはですね、南北に大きく、大陸が存在していて、今回の舞台となるのは、その南北トラル大陸を股にかける冒険になります。
But Tudal is actually a very massive continent expanding from north to south, and we will be going that full length during our adventure.
That's cool.
なので最新の、14の世界地図はこのようになっております。
So this is the full new map.
そしてご紹介してきた今回新たにプレイヤーの皆さんプレイヤータウンとなるのがトライオラです。
And this is the new player hub that we introduced to Yolal.
このトライオラ自体がこの南北のトラル大陸をつなぐ橋の役目を持っています。
Boy, I feel like that word is genetically engineered to be extraordinarily hard to say. Talio? I don't think it.
こうやって巨大な橋出ていた
I
と
don't
思い
think
ま
that's
す。
one I'm gonna be able
As
to
you
say
saw
for
in
a
the
while.
trailer, there is a literal bridge.
今回の冒険はこのトライオラを中心にトラル大陸の南北をまたいでの大冒険となります。
So the Tugliolol will be at the center of our adventure. It will span from north to south.
Every
as
time
well.
I hear someone say it, it's a feat. It's like watching somebody do a backflip. It's like, wow, how'd they manage it?
ちょっとネタバレで言えないさまざまな出来事により南と北で
Tolly. We'll just call it Tolly. It's a good idea. Immediately give it a nickname. Why learn it when you can give it a nickname?
Certain developments that I will not share here. There will be major story developments in both North and South Tyrol that will change the story significantly. So you can almost think of it as a two-part structure.
もちろん一つの壮大な物語 7.0 自体で、そうなっていますが内容をねやってみると二部構成に近い、新しい我々のチャレンジにも見えるかもしれません。
Of course, the whole story overall is one unified story, but you may feel like it does have two distinct arcs when you play through it.
では
I mean, that's fine. I think them being experimental, like, this is the time to experiment. Do new stuff. That's great.
So let's both review and take a look at some new information on field areas.
まずこれまではスクリーンショット等々でしか出せなかったものをまとめてですね、既存の情報公開した部分動画にして、ダイジェスト動画を作ってきましたのでまずはそれをご覧いただきましょう。
So far, we've only been able to show you a few clips and screenshots, but we've put together all the materials we have so far into a collection that we will show you now.
それではどうぞ。
I like that. I feel like these videos always show what aesthetics I'm really into. Cause I immediately am like, yeah, that right there. I actually really like the look of a lot of this. Even this, which is desert, like, because it's a fantasy game, seeing stuff like this is actually really exciting to me. I know I always complain about desert in video games. I actually really like how the desert looks here. Just to be completely fair, I'm kind of giving it a pass. I think it looks neat to have a little western town. Oh, this looks cool. Oh, that's cool. I like that a lot. I think that looks great.
Thank you.
さてさてかなり冒険のイメージ多いですね、自然地形そういった数々ご覧いただきました。
So we've taken a look at some natural scenes that really speak of adventure.
ではここからはですね、既存エリアの紹介でしたのでさらに新たなエリアを、ご紹介していきます。
But those were areas you've seen before, so let's look at some that you haven't.
ちょっと今まで見たものとは毛色が変わるので、あまりすみません多くは語れないです。
These are pretty different from what you've seen so far, and for that same reason, we can't tell you a whole lot about them.
その点すみませんご了承
I'm
くだ
gonna
さ
show
い。
you stuff. Don't ask questions. Just look at it and like the pictures, okay? Just like them.
We'll start with a video.
どうぞ。
What? I certainly did not expect this. Holy shit. Okay, now don't ask any questions. We're not telling you anything about it.
突然の絵代わりに会場騒然としておりますが
Yeah, so that was a pretty sudden change of visuals there.
こちらのエリア、まあちょっとね動画の方では本当オブジェクト全然出せない、ネタバレが強くて出せないんですが、エリアの名前をソリューション9と言います。
We really can't show you a lot of specific objects from this area because it would be spoilers, but we can tell you it's called Solution 9.
こちらのソリューション9も、まあプレイヤーの、皆さんが滞在する大都市がトライアル
Solution 9. Don't ask questions. We're not talking about it.
This too will function as a town, much like the player hub of Tuliolal.
I can say Solution 9 though.
だけ説明をしておきましょう。
I will explain it just a little bit.
Okay.
トライオラとは全く異なる文明によって築かれた摩天楼都市となっています。
So this has been constructed by a totally different civilization than Tuliolal.
まあそんなの見たらわかるよっていう話だと思うんですけど、
I think you can probably tell just by looking.
まあ名前の由来はですね、すいません、いろいろご想像ください。ちょっとだけスクリーンショットもお見せします。
But maybe have a think about why it might be called Solution 9. And we have one more screenshot to show you.
まあ
I mean, it's freaking cool is what it is.
描いてきた
Yeah. So I want a new housing area. Yeah, exactly. I found a new place I would like housing
we are
for.
loudly destroying any mental image you might have had for Dawn Trail right now.
すいません、ちょっと先ほど言いましたが、
Yeah, there is a lot of like, well, I thought I knew what to expect, but perhaps I was
実際にはいろんな
wrong.
オブジェクト存在してます。
Like I said, we can't really show you specific objects in this setting because it would be a spoiler, so we've kind of erased them all, and this is just the background.
まあビルなのか、こう施設なのか、これね、かなり雰囲気が今までと異なってます。
But are these buildings? Is this a facility? In any case, it's quite different from what we've seen.
先ほどもお伝えした通り、このソリューション9、プレイヤーの皆さんのショータウンでもあるので、かなり施設や設備の多い場所となっています。
But as I mentioned, it will be a player hub, so you can expect a lot of different facilities and features there.
どんな物語になるのか、そもそもここはどういった場所なのか、これまでの今までのね 6.X シリーズまでとも異なる雰囲気での冒険、いろいろご想像ください。
But you know, as for what this place actually is, what sort of story will take place here, you'll just have to imagine for yourself something that is quite different from what we've seen thus far up to Sex Point X.
ではもう少しだけ新しいエリア
It's a little different,
紹介していこうと思います。
Yeah, it's the vacation zone. Yeah, this is it.
こちらはアートワークとなっていま
Look at
す。
this one.
This is the concept art.
こちら新たなエリア
That
名
looks like
ヘリテージファ
Midgard.
ウンドと言います。
Doesn't it? With a big pillar and a big plate up above it? And a train?
謎しかないですね、これね。
Looks like
It's
Midgard.
pretty mysterious.
蒸気機関を持ったような列車が走ってます。
There seems to be a steam-powered train.
Oh, my son's in. It's got a train. He's
手前
in.
と奥とで異なったね文明が混ざってるように見えますが、こちらは一つのエリアの中になってます。
And it certainly looks like the stuff in the foreground and the stuff in the background were constructed by different civilizations, but this is all one area.
異常なほどですね、奥側電気に満たされた地域になってます。
This area is absolutely replete with lightning energy.
ではここからはですね、ちょっともう説明ができないのでスクリーンショットだけチラチラお見せします。
But I can't really give you any more explanation than that, so we'll just take a look at a few more screenshots.
なので 7.0 黄金のレガシーにはいろんなエリアが出て
So
くるよと
Ramu decided to build a town.
And you'll just have to take this in the spirit of there are a variety of areas coming.
ではまず1枚目、もうまあこれまでね黄金のレガシー自然地形とか
This all looks awesome. I'm thrilled to visit this.
というのが混在しています。
This is my
So
aesthetic.
far we've shown you a
Weird
lot of
shit
fields
like
and
this.
natural scenery, but as you can see here, there's also these very unique areas with cultures intermingling.
なんとなくねガレマール帝国っぽいイメージにも見えなくもないんですけど、ちょっと
I
違い
mean,
ま
this
す
is
ね
the stuff I love about
looks a
MMOs,
little
right?
bit like
Like, I
Garlemald,
think
but not
pulling
quite.
inspiration from real world is nice, but I also
ガレマール
think
だって
like
黒と赤だもんな。
we go to it to see
And
stuff
Garlemald
that
was
we
very
can't see anywhere
black and
else.
red.
そして2枚目、奥に見えるのは先ほどのアートにも見えていたタワーなのか何なのか。
In our second screenshot here, in the background, you can see that same thing, whatever it is, a tower maybe?
まあ、こういった地域だとしても人々は、ここでたくましく力強く生きています、これらはダンジョンではなく、プレイヤーの皆さんが冒険するフィールドとなってます。
But even in an area as strange as this, we have people living their lives. This is not a dungeon.
なんかここで釣れる主どんなやつなんだろうなって想像すると
I wonder what kind of big fish you can fish up here.
そして最後、こんな場所もありますというのだけお伝えしておきます。
There's also this, and that's all I'll tell you.
What is this?
まあ、とにかくですね、7.0 黄金のレガ
I mean,
シ
great.
ーいろんなものを
I-
詰め込んだ
we better be allowed to
拡張になってい
ride
ま
it,
す
right?
どんなエリアなのか何が待っているのかいろいろご想像していただければ嬉しいです。
But what we've shown you is that Dawn Trail will have a variety of areas and things to experience, so let your imagination run wild.
さあではエリアの紹介をしましたので、こちら友好部族、この地域に住まう部族たちのおさらいをまずはしていこうと思います。
But now that we've talked about the areas, let's talk about the people who live there who might become your potential allies.
これまでにペルペル族それからモブリン族を紹介してきました。
We've already introduced the Pelupelu and the Moblins.
もともとですねこの地域巨人族文化も強く根付いておりオールゼアとは異なる夜深海族という巨人たちも見受けられます。
So in this area, there is a deep-rooted culture of giants. Though they're not called giants, they are called the Yokhui.
バヌバヌ族にも似た姿のちょっとねカラフルな種族ですがハヌハヌ族と言います。
We also have these colorful folks who look quite similar to the Vanu Vanu, and indeed they are called the Hanu Hanu.
これプロデューサーレタライブとかでも
Makes
話すとき吉田滑舌悪いな
Yeah,
って
if you want a new ally,
ハヌハヌ
you
族
gotta
です
go with the llamas.
Yes, so they are called the Hanu Hanu.
そして何よりですね今回やっぱり注目なのはこちらさまざまマムージャたち登場してきます。
But the most important part of this are the Mamulja.
トライオラを治めている相当の2つの、ね、頭を持つマムージャグルージャジャを筆頭にですね数多くのマムージャ族が登場してきます。
The most prominent example is, of course, the current ruler of Tuliolo, the two-headed Gulul Jaja. But there are plenty of other Mamulja of all shapes and
They do
sizes.
look like Star Wars
まあここでちょっ
characters a
とスクリーン
bit,
ショット
yeah.
で紹介しているのは、まあ、
Especially the little kid
になり
one.
ますが多様な、部族が登場して物語の中でも
Halo, yeah.
その部族
Kinda
同
like
士の
the
多くの価値
Arbiter.
観というのが、物語上提示されて
Like
い
that
きます
everybody's immediately like, they
What we're
look
showing you in
straight
the
out of
screenshot
and
is
then
but a
different
small
things.
sampling. In the story, I think you'll find that the Mamulja are very diverse, including their perspectives and values.
まあ、彼らと光の戦士である皆さんが出会いどのような冒険の道を進んでいくのかそしてプレイヤーである皆さん自身が今回の物語からどういったものを感じ考えていただけるのか僕自身も非常に楽しみにしつつ制作を進めています。
I'm really looking forward to seeing how meeting the Mamulja will change your adventure and also how you specifically will feel about them and what you will take from this story.
さてさてじゃあここからはですね各種システムのアップデート
Well, they
それ
seem
から
to have
コンテン
good
ツについて
food.
お伝えしていきます。
They like hunting,
So
they
now
like
let's move
cooking
on
good
to system
steaks, so
updates and
I'm
more
kind of
details
cool
about the
with them.
individual content.
現状お伝えできる最新の情報をすべて盛り込んで 7.0 全体をお話ししていこうと思います。そして 7.x シリーズにも触れていきます。
So we will be giving an overview of all of 7.0 as well as 7.x, including as much new information as we can share right now.
まあすみません、まずは何度もお伝えして恐縮なんですが、ついに皆さんのレベルキャップが100になります。
Gonna do it. We're gonna get to 100.
As we've said a few times, the level cap will be raised to 100.
We're doing it. Where do we go from here? Is it 110? Because everybody knows 110 is the dumbest level cap you can get to.
How many of you have been playing since 1.0?
お、ありがとうございます。ありがとうございま
Thank
す。
you.
皆さんとはね、
Getting to level 100
13
though
年以
is
上
cool.
の旅路になりました。
It's been more than 13 years together.
うわ、すごい、コメントでもたくさんね、手を挙げていただいてます。本当にありがとうございます。
A
皆さんのお
lot of
かげで
folks in
ね、
the comment as well.
我々今こんな場所で各賞についてお届けできているので、本当にありがとうございます。
Thank you all so much. We've gotten to this point because of you.
もちろん、申請スタートのタイミングから始めてくださった方、まあ、最近始めてくださった方も含めて、光の選手の皆さんがいてくださるからこそ、ここまでね、我々
Yeah, your 1.0 character still? That's
10
awesome.
年あったと思うので、その果てにですね、ついにレベルキャップが3桁になると、これ長く続けられないと到達しないので、本当にありがとうございます。
Of course, all of you who joined from 2.0 and those of you who have started playing recently as well are equally important. We could not have gone on this long, long journey of 10 years without you and reached this milestone of a 3-digit level cap.
さあ、では今日お伝えしたピクトマンサーも含め、7.0 ではバイパーとピクトマンサー2つのジョブが実装となります。
Every time I see the Viper, it looks more like the class should have just been called Geralt of Rivia.
ちょっと質問してみようかな。
So let's
バイ
ask,
バイパーやるぞっていう方、
who's going to play as Viper?
Raise my hand. Hold on. It'll look better on this
3
side. Raise
割
this hand.
4割ぐらい。
Maybe
ありがとうございます。
25-30%? Yeah.
ピクトマンサーやるわっていう方。
I'll be honest though, I'm also gonna play Pictomancer, so I'll raise my hand
いや
again.
いやいや、何言ってんだよ。
I like
結局全部や
both.
るんだよ
I
ってい
didn't
う
think
人。
I did
Who's
not
gonna
care
play
about what the
everything?
mage was gonna be. Oh, okay, hold on. I get to raise my hand a
当
third
然や
time
ろう
because I'm
み
gonna
た
play
いな
everything.
感じでありがとうございます。
Everyone's like, yeah, obviously I'm going to do that. Thank you.
おう
They're both really cool jobs,
本
to
当
be
よそりゃ
fair.
そうだろう。
They're very different,
まず
very
は
unique. I like them both a
バイ
lot.
パーどっちもやる、結局全部やるって書いていただいてます。ありがとうございます
A。lot of folks saying, I'm going to do both. I'm going to play them all. Thank you so much.
まあ新ジョブだけじゃなくて他の、既存ジョブに関しても、ね、レベルキャップ開放された新たなアクション追加されますし、大きなメンテナンスが入る場合もありますので、既存のジョブもですね、しっかりアップデートしていこうと思います。
Of course, it won't just be our new jobs. With the level cap being raised, we will be adding new actions and updating our previous jobs as well.
では続いてバトルコンテンツ、ちょっと基礎
Core
バトルコンテ
battle
ンツ新情報も含めてですね、いろいろお話ししていこうと思います。
So let's talk about the
It's
core
what we
battle
call it
content,
when
including some
Bo,
new
Scott,
info.
and I are streaming at roughly the same time.
もうこの辺り今表示されているものは今回もしっかりありますよということをお伝えするだけです。
Of course, as far as everything on this screen goes, we just want to let you know that we will, of course, be adding more of these.
もちろん多数の新ダンジョンご用意してあります。
And of course,
I
we'll
like
be
the
having
crowd was
many new
basically
dungeons.
painting the
ダンジョンの制
NBC
作非常
logo.
に順調に進んでます。
The progress on dungeons is going quite well, actually.
今回はですねその制作が進んでいてストーリーのネタバレにならないものを動画としてちょっと編集してまとめてまいりましたのでご紹介したいと思います。
I'd like to show you a video. This is of the dungeons that we are well,
guys, we got a
that are
dungeon
well underway,
video.
and also that will not be spoilers for you.
どうぞ。
No spoilers. We'll watch the dungeons. I love Final Fantasy XIV dungeons. I really do. Oh yeah, this is that river one. They showed a little bit of this last time. This music's good. And then we get these. Yeah.
はい、ありがとうございます。まあ、祖権の方からも言われてますが、まだ曲はモックアップなので、これが最終クオリティだと思わないでねって言ってると思いますんで、お伝えしておきます。
I will tell you I have a message from Soken, which is that this version of the music is just a draft. It's not done yet.
制作の方は非常に順調
I
に
mean, I thought it was good. Like, I thought the music was cool.
道中チェック完了してるものもちろん
Good first draft, Soken. Like, that sounded great.
But our progress with the dungeons really is proceeding well. I've gotten to the point of my first stage of quality checks on some of them.
Square Enix Store has the jerseys on pre-order.
ちょっと
Awesome.
敵側のことを見ていこうと思います。
Now let's take a look at a few enemies.
Oh, look at that buff
ご
cactar.
紹介したバリガルマンダやエリミネーターとなんかボス以外にもねちょっとユニークなモンスターいますね。
So we have the ones we've introduced so far, Valigarmanda, Eliminator, and there are also some interesting monsters outside of the major bosses.
ちょっと筋トレしすぎた感ありますよね。
This thing looks like it lifts, perhaps too much.
なんというか超なんていうんですか筋肉質なサボテンダーに見えるんですけど、どうやら名前はバレルテンダーというらしいです。
So this super buff Sabotender is called the Barrel Tender.
めちゃくちゃなパンチ
There you go.
ドーン
Barrel
してくるイメ
tender.
ージしかないですよね。
I can't imagine it will do much rather than just punch the heck out of you.
まあ NPC だけでなくね、こうした新たな生態系というのを持つモンスターとの出会いというのも拡張パッケージの魅力の一つかもしれません。
I think it's not just the NPCs in the new environment that are exciting. Part of it is experiencing these unique monsters as well.
そしてもちろん強敵と戦う上でですね、コンテンツサポーターに関してもアップデートが行われます。
Duty support
Of
update.
course, while you're fighting, you will want these duty support updates on your journey.
今回クルルが
Spooky
ト
2.
マン
This
サー
is
にジョブチェ
this
ンジ
is
してお
for
りま
you.
したので、ついにコンテンツサポーターデビューのような気がしております。
Given that Kryle has changed to Pictomancer, I feel like she will be making her duty support debut.
クルルさんおめでとうございます。
Congratulations, Kryle.
ちょっとね
You're on the
僕クルル
team,
さんに
Kryle.
ちょっと歌詞が大きな歌詞が1個消せないやつがずっとあるんで
I have a lot of feelings about Kryle.
歌詞じゃない仮だった。もうやばいのが1個あるんでね、もうちょっとずつ恩返ししていこうかなと思ってます。
I feel I really owe her one, so let's use this to pay her back.
A little bit. Little bit. She hasn't been up to much.
というのでも、しっかり活躍してくれることと思います。
I think you'll find these updates very useful when progressing through the story.
では続いて多数の装備、それから新しいクラフトというものがやっぱり拡張パッケージなので大量に登場してきます。
Of course, as it's an expansion, we will have a lot of new gear and recipes.
今回拡張 7.0 で新たに登場する新装備というのは全て第一次グラフィックスアップデートの仕様によって最初から豪華に作られていますので、 7.0 の新装備のクオリティというところにもぜひご注目ください。
So all of the new gear that is implemented in 7.0 will have the graphics update applied to it. So definitely take a look at that quality once you get in game.
では開発中ではありますが、スクリーンショットいくつか持ってきたのでご紹介します。
These are still in development, but we did bring a few screenshots, so let's take a look.
See what we got.
こちら左から召喚士、侍、賢者。
It's a good looking samurai outfit.
Right, so from the left, we have Summoner, Samurai, Sage, and Gunbreaker.
どうしてもスクリーンショットでは分かりにくいんですが、今回それぞれの
I like the look for samurai. Somebody who played samurai pretty frequently. I feel like that's always kind of the outfit I was chasing.
It's a little bit hard to tell from the screenshots, but each element of these outfits in terms of textures, quality, and details are really much improved.
今回は特に布系の質感というのがですね、非常に豪華になっているので、ちょっとご注目いただければと思います。
I think especially the quality of the cloth really stands out.
手に入れた際にはですね、ぜひ
Yeah, I think the summoner actually looks pretty good too. Like, I'm not big on the summoner style or the summoner job, but like in terms of what a summoner should look like,
once you have
that
time for a
looks
break, I hope you'll take a close look at this gear.
that looks
would
pretty
make the
good.
devs really happy.
そしてこちら貴公子、リーパー、先生術師、そしてナイトです。
So here we have Machinist, Reaper, Astrologian, and
That's the
Paladin.
Reaper outfit? That's a cool outfit for
貴
Reaper.
公子のあたり
That's actually an awesome Reaper outfit. I thought it was going to be like Black
Might
Mage
be
or
easiest to see
something.
with the Machinist.
But it's very different from a lot of the other
これ
Reaper
ら装
gear.
備はブラッシュアップ、それから
I like a lot of
リ
these.
リース
I'd have to
ギリギリ
ask
まで
Kyle what
続
he
けていきます
thinks of
And we will continue brushing up
Astrologian.
and improving this gear
but
right until
like
the
to
release.
me that's what
もちろん
Astrologians should
ジョブ
look
専
like.
用装備
So
だけでなくおしゃれ
I
装備
like
と
it
いう
because
ところ
that's
に
how
も
I
ご
feel
注
they
目
should
くだ
look.
さい。
Of course, it won't just be job gear. We'll also have plenty of fashionable gear for you as well.
Yeah, I don't think I'd do the hat on the Reaper gear, but I don't do the hats on most gear. Like I don't like the
Alright, so
hats in
let's move
almost
on.
anything.
新たな生活系の大規模コンテンツやりますよというお話をさせていただいてました。
We have told you that there will be expansive new lifestyle content.
企画内容がですね固まりましたので、ちょっとコンセプトアートをご紹介していきたいと思います。
And finally, our plans have come together, so we do have concept art of that to show you.
こちらです。
What is this?
また
It looks like we're doing stuff on the moon.
Wow, where are we going now?
ご覧の通りですね、次なる大規模生活系コンテンツはさまざまな惑星に訪れていただきます。
So as perhaps you can guess, the next lifestyle content will take you to various different planets.
一つの星だとね、
Different planets?
なんか絵が変わらないじゃないですか。今回絵代わりっていう
That's
ところを
wild.
考えてですね、いろんなシチュエーションの惑星にちょっと行っていただこうかなと思ってます。
If it was just one, you wouldn't get much variety in the scenery, so we thought we'd give you a bunch so you could get a sense of progress.
That's wild. That's
西
great.
方の
Astronaut, thank you so much for the sub. Thanks for hanging out with us
あ
tonight.
の星行ってきてもらえるかなみたいな。
You're thinking, oh, all right, let me go on an adventure to the continent of Tyrol, but let me just pop over to this other planet also.
こちらのコンテンツタイトルこのようになっています。コスモエクスプローラーと言い
Cosmic
ます
The
exploration.
name of this content will be Cosmic Exploration.
Hell yeah.
こちらのコンテンツはですね、ソロでもちろん参加することはできますけど、皆さんで力を合わせて発展させていくものになっています。
You can, of course, play this content solo, but it's really intended for everyone to work together to make progress.
この向かう先エリアっていうのもですね、パッチアップデートが進んでいくことによってテーマとする惑星が変わっていきます。
And with each update, the star that you were working on will change.
どんな惑星をこう巡っていくのか、そこでね、どんなドラマが待ち受けている
The
のか。
teleport costs.
メインクエストとは異なりますが、パッチ 7.X シリーズ順次こう展開されていく、長期間のコンテンツになっていますので、ぜひご注目ください。
It'll be a little bit different than the main scenario, but definitely keep an eye out for this and think about what kind of places you'll visit and what will happen there.
あれですね。
I don't even know. That's why I think it's so great. I don't even know.
A lot of people talking about Saint Seiya.
もうコスモって言ったらもう世代によってはすぐそうなっちゃうんですよね。
To most of us, if we say the word Cosmo, we think of Saint Seiya in a certain generation.
さあ燃やしていきましょ
Let's go.
う。さらなるこのコンテンツの詳細はですね、今後またプロデューサーレターライブなどで、順次お伝えしていこうと思います。ご期待ください。
We will tell you more about this content in PLLs coming up.
さあ続いてはこちら、新たなアライアンスレイドについてです。
Next, about our new Alliance raid.
前回こちらですね。アライアンス
Oh yeah, this
レ
is
イド
the
とな
Final
ったという
Fantasy
ところは
XI tie-in.
MMORPG
This is the thing that's gonna make me want to play
としての
Final
大先輩
Fantasy
で
XI
もあり、昔から
even
ね
more.
なんと21年を誇るファイナルファンタジー11をテーマにした内容でお届けしてまいります。
So as we've told you before, this Alliance raid will be based on FF11, who is our great senpai in the field of MMOs, having been running for 21 years now.
今、開発制作を
That's
進め
crazy.
るに
Is
あたって
11 still
いろん
going?
な
Yeah,
コン
it
セプトアー
is.
トやイメージアートを進めているところなんですが、1枚ちょっとご紹介させていただこうと思います。
We've been progressing on this development, and so we have various concept art, of which we'll show you one today.
これ、ご存知ですよね。
Oh, some of you know.
For those of you who played Final Fantasy XI, do we know this guy? Who's this guy?
こちら、闇王と呼ばれる存在です。
Those of you who played FF11 will probably know, but this guy is called the Shadow Lord.
どんな登場をするのか、それから他にね、どんなボスとかキャラクターが登場してくるのか、ストーリーはどうなるのか、気になる部分多数あるかと思います。
I'm sure
Shadow
you're very
Lord.
interested to know how he shows up, what other characters you'll see, and what the story is overall.
こちらもですね、プロデュースされたライブで詳細ね、さらに近づいてきた
I
ら
mean,
お
there
伝え
have
して
been
いきますが、
crossover
こ
events.
の
My character has
それこそ
met
バラディ
characters from Final Fantasy
8
XI, but I never
7.1
played the game,
から
so
スタート
I
してまいりますので、
I just took their
パッチ
word for
7.0
it.
終わって、こちらまたね注目していただければと思います。
So we will give you more details in future PLLs, but for now, just know that Echoes of Vanadil is coming from 7.1.
はい、ではアライアンスレイドを紹介しましたので、こちら新たな物語が開幕となる8人レイドに関してもお伝えしてまいります。
Yoshi P is
And we have
gonna do a
another new
tie-in
story
with
coming
Chrono
with the
Trigger,
eight-man raid.
and you're gonna see me faint
さあ、こちらもです
when
ね
it gets announced.
コンセプトアートが仕上がりましたので、そちらを見ていただこうかなと思います。
We have a concept art for that as well, so let's start by taking a look.
It kind of makes sense. Whatever this is would tie into that. I mean, this basically looks like the inside of every modern gaming
かけ離れ
PC.
すぎていて、何なんだ。
Maybe that's what the
This is really
solution
different
is.
from our art for the expansion in general.
Yeah. This is-
GPU って言ってる。
Is this a GPU or what?
all right, we weren't the only ones thinking
グラ
it.
ボが起立してるって言ってる。
I definitely see a graphic board in there.
I do too. Yeah.
ツイッチと YouTube、特にツイッチがですね、すごい型番めっちゃ連呼してますねみんな。
You don't all know a lot about this hardware.
一体どこなのかね、そう何なのかさっぱりわかんないと思います。
But what is this? I'm sure you have absolutely no idea.
でも皆さんグラボっぽいなって言ってるやつ、あれがレイドの舞台です。
But that thing you think looks like a graphics board, that is actually the stage for our raid.
冷却したくなるって言ってる。
I still want to believe that somebody was just like staring at their gaming
The
PC and
title
they
has
went,
been decided,
man,
and it is.
I want to go
四
there.
天のザ・アルカディアというシリーズが
The Arcadian.
こちらレイド
That's a
タイトル
cool
になりま
name.
す。さてどんな
I
物語
like
になるんでしょ
The Arcadion. What sort of story will it be, I wonder?
う。こちらもですね、レイドならではの多数の新キャラクター登場予定となっています。
Of course, there will be myriad new characters coming with this raid.
物語はですね、ファイナルファンタジー14完全オリジナルストーリーとして、今制作が進んでおります。
And the story itself will be a complete FF14 original.
もちろんですね、ストーリーを進めていく。
That is
まあ
good. I do like when they do
難易
their
度
original
も
stories,
難易
but
度
I
は
am saying
高い
one
レ
day
シ
if
ピ
they
そ
did
れ
a
ぞれちゃん
Chrono
と
Trigger
用意してあり
crossover,
ま
I'd
す
be so happy.
Of course, we will have the normal mode for you to enjoy the story, as well as the higher difficulty Savage.
パッチ 7.0 リリースから、おおよそ1ヶ月ぐらいで、ノーマルと霊式と順次公開していく予定ですので、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
We will be releasing Normal and Savage in sequence about 1 month after 7.0.
同時だとね、焦っちゃうんでね。はい。
If it was at the same time, you'd feel rushed, I think.
さあでは8人レイドご紹介しましたので、
So that is our 8-person raid.
高難易度のレイド大好きだっていう方ってどれぐらいいますか？
And who likes the highest difficulty raids?
ありがとうございます。最
Not
近
me,
ね、
but
絶
dirty,
言ってる方多い
dirty
ですよ
casual
ね
A lot of people
player.
playing Ultimates.
さあ次は新たな 絶に関して
Oh, here it
の
is.
お話です。
And we will have a new Ultimate Raid.
次なるですね、絶も現在企画制作順調に進んでおります。
The planning and development for this is already moving along.
さて、今回何がテーマになるかと言いますと、
As for the theme,
何でしょ
what will it be?
う、聞いてみよう。ゼノス。
Xenos.
こちらどうですか、どなたか。死生獣。ああ、なるほどね。順番に来とるやんと。なるほど、うんと言ってますね。死生獣ね。死生獣以外で何かありま
We're
すか。
thinking we're going to go in order of.
エデン。ああ、なるほど、エデンね。
Eden.
エデンね。
Eden.
Oh. That's a fun one to revisit.
次なる絶コンテンツは
That'd be
希望
good.
のそのエデンのとあるストーリーをモチーフとした内容になります。
They can do some
So
cool
part
stuff
of
with
the
that
story
too.
From Eden will be our theme.
こちらのアート見覚えもちろんありますよね、光の戦士の皆さん。
I'm sure you remember this art.
レイドタイトルは絶もう一つの未来という名称になりました。
And so the title will be Futures Rewritten Ultimate.
この名称ですね、パッチ 5.4 のパッチタイトルにもかかってます。イメージアートもその時のものです。
As you know, this is also the name of patch 5.4 and along with its art.
今でもですね、非常に人気のあるストーリーとそれからキャラクターたち、ごめん、それらをですねモチーフにどんな戦いとかシチュエーションが待っているのか、ぜひですねレイド好きな皆さんお待ちください。
This is even now a popular story and very popular characters. So please look forward to what we
Yeah, I
will do
really
with them
like
in
this
this
raid series. I had a
こ
great
ちら
time
の
with it.
絶はですね、
I actually used screenshots from that raid series as my desktop background for a long
We are
time.
planning to release this ultimate in 7.1.
まあぜひねゆっくりちょっと挑んでいただけると嬉しいです。
So we hope you'll take your time with it.
さあ次、コンテンツの継続してアップデートしていきますよというお知らせだけしておきます。
Now just some quick updates on our ongoing content updates.
さまざまなコンテンツアップデートをしていきますので、こちら、
We have quite a few things we'll be updating.
まあこれらは 7.X シリーズでも順次アップデートしていきますよというお知らせとして受け取っておいてください。
So basically all you need to know is that we will be updating all of these things over the course of 7.x.
カットシーンコストの非常に高い某ヒルディブランドさんのシリーズですけど、開発チームやりたいということなので、ヒルディまた活躍してくれることになりました。はい。
Hildebrand is really eating up our budget with his fancy cutscenes, but the development team really wants to do it, so there will be more Hildebrand.
それから PVP のアップデートも本格的にスタートするのは
I like the idea
7.1
that
からにな
Hildebrand
りま
just
す。
is
まあ
destroying
7.0はね
budgets
皆
left
さん
and
メ
right.
インストーリーやジョブのレベルアップで忙しいと思うので、 7.1 からいろんなものがスタートしていくことになります。
Our major PvP updates will be starting from 7.1 because we feel you have plenty to keep you occupied with 7.0.
それからですね、世界中でかなりお声を頂戴しているこちらフィールド探索型コンテンツと呼んでいるものをちょっとお知らせしておきます。
And we've received a lot of feedback on this subject, so we want to talk a little bit about new field operations.
一部ですね、インタビュー等ではちょっとお話ししているんですが、パッチ 7.X シリーズではエウレカとかボズヤに続くフィールドをイメージした探索型の新たな大型のコンテンツも今計画中です。
I've mentioned this a bit in interviews, but in 7.x we will be introducing something in the style of Eureka and Bolsja, a new field operation.
That's
多
cool.
人数で参加してですね、攻略を進めていくタイプの遊びとなるように、現在企画を進めています。
This will be something for a lot of players to participate in simultaneously in order to clear.
今後の続報をぜひちょっとお待ちください。
So please wait a bit and we'll give you some more information.
いやーでも時代も変わったなと思うんですけど、エウレカを当初ねスタートした時はエウレカの話はもういいよみたいな反応も結構あったんですよ。
Yeah, the times have really changed because I remember when we started with Eureka, everyone was like, oh, Eureka?
まあでも諦めずにですねしっかり遊びのねそういった枠の遊びの一つとしてまあアップデートやりきった結果本当にたくさんの人にね楽しんでいただけるようなシリーズというかコンテンツの形になってきたので
Like, I don't think that Eureka and Baja are the most fun to go back to content, but I can see why people would miss it if they don't do it. You know what I mean?
But we
Like,
saw it through to the end and we worked hard to develop the content into something that a lot of people ended up enjoying. And we have taken a break for a while, but it will be back now and we look forward to developing more similar field operations.
そしてコンテンツに関してなんですがもう一個お知らせをして終わっていこうかなと思います。
Okay, just one more announcement content-wise.
欧州ファンフェスでお伝えしました新たなリミテッドジョブ、まあ、パッチ 7.x シリーズのちょっとね後半で実装とはなりますが、こちらについてお話しします。
So we announced before that we will be having a new limited job released in the latter half of 6.x, 7.x.
ジョブ名だけお伝えしておこうと思います。
Today we will tell you just the name of this job.
Beastmaster. I think there was a lot of people speculating on that, right? Because I think I almost heard that as a fact,
Beastmaster.
which apparently it just got
リミテッド
announced.
ジョブですので、まあ、ソロでも遊べるしリミテッドジョブ同士のパーティーでも遊べるような企画というのも今使用作成進み始めています。
As a limited job, of course, we are proceeding with plans to allow you to play solo or in parties with other limited jobs.
まあ
That'd be kind of cool, being able to play with Blue Mage and Beastmaster in a group.
要素もご用意したいと考えていますので、まあ、こちらについてもねちょっと 7.x シリーズの後半にはなりますが情報よりアートとかね出していけるようになったら、続報 PLL 等でお伝えしていこうと思います。
As it is Beastmaster, we are thinking of having some kind of collection feature to go with it, obviously. Once we have art and more information, we will share it with you.
Gotta go out, catch some beasts, catch them in little balls.
さて新情報を
I'm in.
まあ交えながらですね
If that's what you're doing, I'm in.
7.x シリーズの展開をここまでお伝えしてまいりました。
So that is our updates about 7.0 and 7.x.
第1次次グラフィックスアップデートの進捗状況をお伝えしてまいろうと思います。
But I do also want to take a moment to talk about the graphics update and its current progress.
今回はグラフィックスアップデートもですね随分大詰めになってきました。今バグとひたすら戦っているところです。皆さんのプレイヤーキャラクターどうなっていくのかその種族がどうなったのか気になっているかと思います。
So it is proceeding quite well, but as a massive update, we're currently contending with bugs. But I'm sure you want to see how all the different races are coming along.
皆さんのお使いのすべての種族についてちょっとお伝えしていこうかなと思います。
So I will now show you a little bit about each race that you might want to play.
まずこちらヒューランミッドランダー男性からお
All
伝え
right,
し
there's
ま
your
しょう。
regular dude.
So let's start with a Huron Midlander male.
ここからはですね皆さん画面を見て左側が、今のグラフィックスの状態右に新しいバージョングラフィックスアップデートが入った状態を表示していきますので、ご理解ください。
So on the left, we'll be showing the current or original version, and on the right, we'll be showing the new version with the graphics update.
こちらがヒューラングラフィックスアップデート版だとこのようになります。
So with the
It's
update this
definitely
year, we'll-
better. I mean, the thing that I think always strikes me with this is it's very subtle. You know, when World of Warcraft did its model update, that was a huge leap forward, and this, you can tell they're not trying to make as big of a leap forward. So you look at it and you go, oh yeah, that's absolutely better, but it is subtle at the same time, right?
And the face looks more natural now.
でまあ繰り返し言ってますけど
I mean that, like, when you really start looking at the nitty-gritty details, it's so much better. But at a first glance kind of look, you're like, okay. All right. And that's probably for the best, because again, people, if you mess with people's characters too much, you're going to have them really upset.
But we do also want to keep the image of the characters the same. So honestly, if you think, oh, it doesn't look that different, that's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was getting at. Like, if you looked at it and went, oh my gosh, it's so different. Well, like, you would be afraid of how your character is going to look when it gets applied to your character.
In this graphics update as well.
チェックも僕のチェックも終わりましたので、初期装備、各種族の所属装備のクオリティアップにもご注目ください。
My quality checks on that are already done, so definitely take a look at that starter gear when you can.
続いて、ヒューランミッドランダー女性です。
Regular lady.
Here is the Midlander female.
こちらがですね、現行の状態。
Here's the original.
そしてこちらがアップデート版となります。
And updated.
まあやっぱり
And see, like, this is a good example because you can see how just having the shadow different almost changes the shape of the face. Like, on the left, you would almost say that they had an upturned nose, and on the right, it looks like a downturned nose. So, like, even with a very subtle change, it can have a huge impact. And I think there's going to probably be a lot of people that, even though they change very little, are probably going to want to change how their character looks. I think it would probably be a smart decision to give everybody a free,
now we have a Highlander male.
what is it? The thing that lets you change the look of your character. The thing that everybody buys from the shop. I feel like they should give everybody one again. Like, they do that during the original MSQ. I think they should do it again as part of this expansion.
I think the muscle definition, as well as the shadows that go along with it, and the shine of the skin are very clear here.
まあ今まではね、こうテクスチャーでなんとか馴染ませていたみたいな部分がより自然な形になったんじゃないかなと思います。 Yeah, I think the hair has probably been the most obvious major improvement too.
Textures look in there, but it's a lot smoother now.
Which will be good because I have a hard time picking hairstyles I like, honestly. That actually looks a lot like the character I had for an original character. So I am a little curious about this because I've had a hard time going back to it.
And updated.
まあ目鼻立ちっていうのがまあ非常に鮮明になって、例えば髪の生え際なんかもかなり自然になったんじゃないかなと思います。
Yeah, it does a dramatic effect to the face by just changing a couple, like the way the shadowing and the textures work.
みたいなところよりはっきりしましたので、やっぱり目元のキャラメイクっていうのは今回どの種族もかなり幅が広がったと思います。
And around the eyes are also the features are much better defined, so that will allow you to get a lot more specific in your character creation.
さあ続いてはエレゼン見ていきましょう。エレゼン男性です。
Alright, we got an elf man. I already got, like, the race wrong really badly once today. I called Hrothgar a Khajiit, so I'm just gonna go extremely generic on the names and be wrong in that direction. That's a big improvement, honestly.
What I would notice most about this is obviously the details of the hair, as well as the characteristic ears.
Yeah, I think the ears look a lot better. I think the mouth looks a lot better. The mouths overall have gotten a lot of attention, it feels like. Almost everyone I've seen, I'm like, oh, they fixed the mouth, that's for sure.
The cheekbones as well, we were having some polygon issues before, but they look much better defined. He might look a bit younger and fresher than before.
Alright, well, I gotta pay attention to this one, because now this is my future that I'm looking at here.
In the updated version.
About the same. You know, makes me excited to see how it's all gonna look, because that looks great. They need to update the Elezen necks? Why? What's wrong with them?
So with the increased poly count, I think it's become a lot more natural, and it should be easier
Oh, they're
for
not
you
long
to
enough?
get a sense of realism with your character, or perhaps realism in an FF14 sense.
You need
あ
to
とは
give
額
them
のあたりのやっぱり
a
こうセルフシャドウ
deep
ですね。自分の
V-necks
髪
to
の毛が自
wear.
分に落ちるこうセルフシャドウがちょっとねこう処理がしきれない状態でちょっと浮いて見えるんですけど、この影のセルフシャドウのあたりもかなり自然になったんじゃないかなと思います。
Previously, the shadow with the bangs was not very natural, but now it is much improved.
あとはこれちょっと素材感の話が分かりやすいんですけ
Also,
ど、
it's hard for me to
装備の
gauge
この
because that
首
character
元
model
のレ
they
ザーをちょっ
picked
と見て
looks
いただくと
nothing like how my
めちゃ
character
めちゃ
looks. So
グラフィ
it
ック
is
スアップ
hard
デー
to
トは
imagine how it's
顔
going to
の模様が
ultimately end up looking
表面
because that
体
doesn't
表
look very
が
much
ちゃん
like
と
my
書き込まれている
character.
というか見えるかと思います。
You can also see, if you look at the collar of her gear, you can see the improvement to the material quality of the leather.
That is nice though. I can see that. Yeah.
装
Looks
備に
great.
はやっぱ革の表現もこれ一つじゃないので、同じ革だとしてもいろんな革の表現今回出てきますので、革や布その素材感ぜひ注目してみてください。
With this update, it's not just like there's leather that has a singular texture. There are a lot of different qualities of leather that we were able to portray, and cloth as well. So definitely take a close look.
では続いて、元から
Right,
イ
we
ケ
got
メンの代名詞である
Cat
ミコテ
boy
男性です。
So these
I'm
are
gonna call
our
this a
classic
cat
pretty
boy.
boys, the
The
male Mikote.
Hrothgar is gonna be a cat man.
Well,
This will be a cat boy.
It's pretty good looking already.
こちらがアップデート版となります。
This is the
That's a
updated
big
version.
improvement. I'm gonna say that right
これ
there.
まあ
That's a
やっぱ
big
唇の
improvement.
艶とかですね、髪の毛のこうふんわりした雰囲気、目元のこういうシャープさっていうところがよりこう皆さんね調整して
He has less demonic. I'm going to eat your soul eyes.
But the lip shine, the hair and its sort of fluffy texture, and the sharpness around the eyes are all improved with this new version.
ラハがさらにイケメンになってしまうなこれ。
I think Graha's going to be even more of a hottie now.
さあではミコって女性見ていきましょう。
And let's take a look at the Mikote female.
I was saying they were going pretty vanilla with these character models. Like it was all kind of just the same thing, and they finally went and
And the
did
update.
something unique with them. And I gotta say, I appreciate them finally doing
まあ
that.
単なるこれまではちょっと色の調整みたいな形だったんですが、よりこうやって艶が出せるようになって、環境光が暗いところだと本当に潰れてしまってたんですけど、暗いところでも、褐色の肌を使っている場合に色が潰れなくなって、しっかりこう肌の特徴っていうのが今回出せるようになりました。
Right, so with dark skin, previously we only had the ability to sort of change the color of your skin, but now we have this improved shine and depth, so that even if your character is in a dark environment, you will still be able to see the features of your skin.
Yeah, that's nice, right? You don't just disappear.
スクリーンの並んでる映像を見ると、まあ同じライティング環境下なんですけど、もう全然やっぱり鮮明さが右と左で違うのがね、あそこ分かりやすいなと思います。
Yeah, if you look at the screen on the back here, we have, it's the same lighting really, but they look totally different.
さあ続いて、こちらルガディン男性です。
Continuing on to a Rugadin male.
そしてこちらがグラフィックスアップデート版。
This is the updated version.
Again, the skin texture thing is really nice.
I just feel
I
like
feel like,
generally we have
from what
powered
I've
up.
seen, darker skin tones are going to benefit from this.
顔のね凹凸表現というの
Because
が
every time
まあ
they've shown it on a darker
影響
skin
が大きい種族なんですが
character, it looks
それぞれが
way
ですね
better.
自然に馴染むようになったんではない
Maybe
か
a
なと思い
testament
ま
to how
す。
poorly it handled that
In
the
general, all of the
originally.
limitations we had before had a really significant effect on Rugadin faces in particular, but I think that the update has really improved them.
僕のフレンドにもねやっぱルガディンすごいこだわって使ってる方いるんですけど、さらにねまあそのフレンドがどういったこう調整してくるのかちょっと個人的に楽しみだったりします。
I have a friend who is really obsessed with Rugadin, so I look forward to seeing how he will adjust his character in light of these updates.
はい、では続いてルガディン女性いきましょう。
Now let's take a look at a female Rugadin.
こちらが現状の状態です。
This is current.
そしてアップデートにより
And
こういった形となります。あら、ありがとうございます。大きな拍手をいただいてます。ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
まあルガディン女性やっぱりこう男性と同様にですね。
Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the thing with a lot of these character models.
これまでね
They just, it seemed like a giant step away in terms of quality. Now it feels like it's all in the same ballpark.
ただやっぱりこうパーツそれぞれの精度が非常に今回高くなったことによって、まあなんかパーツ感、オブジェクト感みたいなのが減ってしっかり顔全体馴染むようになったんじゃないかなと思ってます。
But because we've been able to improve each part, they now blend together better. It looks less like they're just sort of a bunch of objects and shapes assembled.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought it looked like before. Like, I would make one and I'd go, it looks like I just put a box on my face. And called it a day.
Also, the skin, overall, how it looks, sort of the clarity of the skin is also improved.
だんだん化粧品のアピールしてるような気分になってきた。
I feel like a makeup commercial right now.
続いてララフェルです。ララフェル男性です。
Next, Lalafell male.
こちらがアップデート版。
And updated.
もうね、違いがわからないぐらい。
This is another one where it's a lot more in the small details. Like if you look at the ears, it's like, oh, I can really tell. If you look at the hair, you can really tell. Even the mouth, though, like that's the thing we keep saying is like the mouths look better. The mouth does look like a mouth now and not like somebody just put a cut in an orange.
男性女性に関してはイメージを維持したまま。 全く変わってないじゃん。でもよく見たらすげえみたいなところにめちゃくちゃこだわりましたんで。
We tried really hard to maintain the image we had of Lalafells while still making the individual improvements.
可愛らしい、まあお人形のようなね雰囲気っていうのは維持しつつですね。まぶたのポリゴン、このまぶたの上にある丸みとかですね、より自然にしてですね、頬のラインはよりちょっと丸くね。
Sadly, Scott will still hate him. Of course he will. Yeah.
So while maintaining this sort of cute and doll-like appearance of the Lalafells, we did make adjustments.
Scott doesn't know what a bunch of buttholes Lalafells actually are. He just sees them and thinks they're the annoying gnomes. Scott doesn't know.
あとですね、初期装備のちょっと襟元 見てください。これまでのこちらもね、素材に比べて。
I mean, it's okay to not like Lalafells. I just think you should not like them for the correct reasons. Also, huge gear. Yeah, it's what he's talking about. But why do you say they're buttholes? Because get to the end of A Realm Reborn and watch the Lalafells ruin everything. Like,
we'll take a look at a Lalafell female.
The gear update really shows on this. He was talking about cloth texture, and I feel like that is really showing through on this.
As with the Lalafell males, we wanted to prioritize making them look more natural while still keeping them very cute and lovable. And we think we've opened up a lot more possibilities for more delicate character creation now.
まあ特に今回ね、サンプルとして褐色の肌にしてきましたけど、よりこう顔の滑らかさが分かりやすいはずなので、もう比べたら一目瞭然、どれだけやっぱり動かした時に自然に見えるかっていうところこだわっていますので、ララフェル使ってる人多分いっぱいいますよね。
So with the dark skin, I think it's pretty obvious the quality of the skin on the face and the depth of the structure there. Do we have a lot of Lalafells here?
いますよね。いっぱいいますよね。
There's some. Oh, yeah, there's quite a bit.
上の方にもたくさんいますよね。
They feel empowered. A couple people were like, "Yeah, we're Lalafells," and then a couple people were like, "All right,
いらっしゃいますね。
I'll own up to it too. I'm a Lalafell as
はい、
well."
では続いてアウラ男性です。
Okay, I gotta feel like these guys need the most
こ
love.
ちら、アップデート版となってます。
And here's the updated version.
まあやはりこう暗い、肌にした時の
I would say that that is
肌の
solid.
質感表現っていうのもめちゃくちゃわかりや
They're
すいですし、
still a little weird
まあそれから
looking,
角とか
in my
鱗っていう
opinion.
ものに関しては皆さん
But
ね
they
こ
are
れまで
that
公
is
開
a
したものの
major
フィードバックを受けてかなり
improvement.
ギリギリまでこだわって調整を続けております
You can now run like an
So as you
edgelord
can see, the
and look way
texture of the
cooler
dark
while
skin,
doing
is improved, and also we've been taking on board your feedback from what we showed previously, and we are continuing to improve the horn and scales.
I think it looks really good.
より精悍さが増してですね、角とか鱗部分は本当にねテクスチャー解像度がアップしたものがねかなり効果的に効いてるんじゃないかなと思います。
I think the only thing they're going to run into as a problem is the horns and scales look so high res and high quality. It actually almost starts to look out of place on the character model.
His Nama now that he's graphically improved.
続いてアウラ女性いきましょう。
But
Let's look at an Aura female.
I think it's looking really good. But I don't play as him, so you know, if you play as one, let me know if you feel
アップ
differently.
デート版とな
And
っ
the
てま
updated.
す。
That's a lot better too. Speaking of,
もともとアウラ滑らかなね肌の雰囲気持ってたんですが、それをより滑らかに表現して鮮明でまあ美しくっていうところがポイントです。
So these Aura females already had quite a smooth and delicate appearance, but we think we've been able to improve that even still.
特にアウラはですね目元、専用のシェーダーと呼ばれている専用の描画をここ目の交際だけに取り入れてますので、これまでのような雰囲気を再現することもできますし、今回のようにね瞳をより明確に際立たせるっていうことも可能になってます。
We've used some special shaders for the eyes, so while you can still get that look that you're used to, you can also get something slightly more defined in the eyes, like on the updated version example here.
もちろんですね、アウラを使ってらっしゃる方でですね、いやいや正気のないこう瞳というかね、あれが好きなんだよっていう方いらっしゃるの分かってます。
Because we are aware that among the Aura players, some of you really like that currently dead and soulless eye look that they have.
ちゃんとパラメータいじれば再現可能になっていますの
that's
で、
not wrong.
チャレンジしてみ
When
てください。
I played around
If
with
you adjust
the,
your parameters correctly, you can still get that.
I
So,
played
just
around
give it
with
a
a character creation for one, and I thought she looked like a haunted doll.
And in general, with all of the races, please look forward to adjusting
I
your
made that
character
character.
to your
I just
preference.
didn't stick with
で
it.
そこでキャラメイクなんですけど、まあいじりたいですよね皆さんね、キャラクターね。
You want to get into
Visual
character
styles.
creation, don't you now?
ちょっと今条件はまだ精査中ですが、プレイヤーの皆さんにですね幻想薬一つプレゼントさせていただこうと思ってます。
We're still working out the details, but I do want to get every one of you a free Fantasia along with this.
There it is. I said it. I said that they should do that.
高くなるよとは言っても、やっぱり皆さんの
They either need to make it part of like the you pre-ordered the expansion or just make it a quest reward for like your first step in the journey or something. Yeah, Fantasia. That was the name I couldn't think of, but yes, I feel like this definitely justifies giving everybody a free
Honestly, even though
Fantasia.
the update will overall raise the quality, there's still the possibility that it won't give you exactly the look that you want right away.
Yeah,
So
send
we
it
do
in the
want to
mail. It
give you
kinda
that
doesn't matter how you
Fantasia so
get
that
it, as
can
long
go
as you
into
get it.
character creation and adjust your character to suit exactly what you imagine.
では続いてロスガルになります。
Next, we have a Hrothgar
All right, let's look at the
こちらが
Catman.
アップデートバージョンです。
and the update.
やっぱり
That one's still a little rough to me.
最も大きな恩恵はファーシェーダーと呼ばれるもう毛並み専用の
This is the first one I'm not that impressed
今
by.
回ファーシェーダーと呼ばれる毛を特別に描画するっていうのが14についに実装されましたので、これが一番大きいで
It's
す。
not bad.
Similar to how we had these distinctive
And
eye
like
shaders
now
in
that it has
Aura,
kind
for
of
the
pulled
Hrothgar,
out
we
and I'm
have
further away,
distinctive
it
fur
looks
shaders
better.
that will make their fur more realistic.
これはねもう
But,
すいません触ってもらって動かしてもらうのが一番なんで。
Like especially down around the
It's better if you
neckline,
can sort of see it for
it
yourself.
looks fuzzier, but not like fur.
And now
That's
Vieira
probably the
now.
first one I didn't like.
元々ね
Everything else I thought was a
完
real
成度高いんで
win.
すよねやっぱり。
I mean, already he looks pretty good.
Yeah, not enough
Yeah,
fur on the
updated.
face. That's
and
kind
the
of true.
updated version.
That's pretty good.
まあもともと完成度は高いんですけど、
Bunny
今回ね、
boys doing
我々がイ
alright?
メージしていた、理想形により近づけられたんじゃないかなと思ってます。
He already looked good, but we think we've brought him closer to our original vision for what the Vieira should look like.
まあやっぱり
Yeah,
こ
I
う
think that's true.
セルフシャドウ、
Yeah, the
影の
nose is
入り
way
方
better.
全然違うのが多分分かっていただけると思うので、特徴をですねより強く表現しやすくなってキャラメイクの幅広がってますので、ぜひ理想のビエラ男性追求してみてください。
So the shadows, of course, are much more natural, and also the distinctive features of the Vieira are much easier to draw out now. So please do go in and make the Vieira of your dreams.
では続いてビエラ女性です。
Speaking of the Vieira of
I
our
have a Vieira
dreams.
female as well.
こちら現行の状態、
That's the original
こちらがアップデートバージョンです。
and the updated.
これだけ、黒いね、かなり濃い色、まあ、よりダーク寄りのカラーを使っても今回のね全体的なシェーダー耐えられるようになってます。
So as you can see, she's quite dark-skinned, and our new shaders can handle that level of dark skin.
正直14このぐらいの暗さの肌とかテクスチャーが一番実は苦手で、影に入ると全部質感潰れてしまって凹凸もわからなくなるっていうの
Yeah,
が
I think
まあ非常にね
overall the
やっぱ開発し
improvements
づらかったん
really
ですけど、
showed.
今回
It was
ここまで
really only
表現
the
できるようになって
Hrothgar that
ま
I
す。
didn't think looked.
Honestly,
It looked
historically,
better,
14
but
has
it.
been pretty bad in terms of displaying this type of dark skin. You enter a shadowy area and it all looks bad and falls apart. But with our new shaders, that will not be an issue.
この状態でも影による陰影、それから綺麗にね感じられるようになってますし、唇のねツヤなんかもしっかり出てるかと思
I
い
think
ま
that's
す。
a lofty
And
goal.
even
That's
with the
good.
already dark skin, you can see the effects of lighting and shadow are very natural and look good.
続いてなんですが、グラフィックスアップデートのさらに続き、
All right, so now we're
前
gonna look
色箇
at
所が鈍い
armor,
にな
I'm
るというお
guessing.
話です。
And now also with the graphics update, we will talk a little bit about our 2-die channels.
Oh, the
ちょっと
2
サンプル
die
いくつか持ってき
business.
ましたので見ていこうかと思います。
I'm
I've got
excited
some
for
sample
this.
images, so let's take a look.
これがですね現状の状態。次がまあ今まで染色、まあこのねナイトの専用装備だと、布の部分、マントとね布の部分が染色可能でした。
So on the left we have the original, and then in the middle we have the 1-die channel die affecting the cape.
でこれがですね今回鈍い染色可能になるので、こういったことがね可能になります。
I mean, that just makes sense.
Now you will have 2-die channels to be able to create something like this.
Like, that's super cool. I'm really, really excited for this.
Which allows you to color the armor as well.
続いて、こちらも見てみましょう。まあこちらがですね今オリジナルの状態。
So this is the original status of this gear.
今までの染色ですね、皮の部分黒にできてた、わかりますね。
And with our current dye capabilities, you can change just the leather color.
まあそれ以外のね布部分っていうのは染色できなくて白に固定されてました。
However, the clothing itself would always remain white.
それが今回2箇所染色できるようになるので、まあこういった色の違い出せるようになっていきます。
But now you can dye both.
That's just awesome.
まあこれはカラーのなんだろうこう。
As far as like tailoring your look, like
センスねえなとか思わないでください
Final
ね。
Fantasy XIV continues to kill it.
So yes, I think you can see the contrast now, and you might be able to judge me for my color choices.
さあ続いても、こちらがオリジナル装備。
Here's the original for a different piece of gear.
続いてこちらがね今まで通り、服の部分ですね、布の部分染色できてました。
And how it looks to dye it right now, just dyeing the cloth bit.
そして今回、染色が鈍いになるのでこういったカラーの変更が可能です。
But in the future, this is what it will look like with 2-die channels.
ただやっぱり
Yeah,
皮全
I
体
think it's
皮の部
great.
分
I
は
think
で
it
す
just
ねやっぱり
adds,
こう装備
you
の
know,
デー
there's
タ
only
細
so
かく
many
なってい
items in a
て
game. As soon as you can dye it,
同じ側に見えるん
and
で
as
すけ
soon
ど
as you can
この
dye,
中央の
dye
上
it
の部分っていうの
twice,
は全
like
く素材の違うパーツで
it
作られて
suddenly
い
it
るの
feels
で
like there's just a
まあ二分
way
染
more
色
to
じゃあそ
do.
こまで巻き込んでできるかというとちょっとそうはならないので
And especially because they're going to be increasing the quality of some of the armor, but not all. Like, it's going to be a slow rollout of that. That's going to limit what people pick.
So
You're going to feel more inclined to want to do high-res stuff.
Because the middle piece is a different material system-wise than the rest of it. And this is a limitation that we will still have when creating these new gears with the 2 die channels. So you'll just have to sort of trust in the aesthetic sense of our design team to make sure that the right.
But I think that's fine. I think some stuff not being dyeable is okay, because already a lot of stuff isn't dyeable. So I think having just extra alone makes for real good stuff.
全ての装備に手を入れてますので、少々お待ちください。
But even though we can't promise that you will be able to dye every single bit, we are doing our best to make sure that we are giving you the best options possible to customize your gear as much as possible with the greatest amount of surface area being dyed. So we are working hard on it, and we thank you for your patience.
グラフィックスアップデートの報告、ファンフェスではね、ここまでなんですが、今後これらの要素はですね、黄金のレガシー発売までの間に、プロデュースされたライブなどをやって、実際実機でね、こう光を当てて動かしたりしながら、またお伝えしていこうと思いますので、ぜひ楽しみにお待ちください。
That is all we have to share about the graphics updates for today, but I will be giving ongoing updates up to the release of Dawn Trail in PLLs and such, so please keep an eye out for that.
すいません、ちょっと水もらえないですか?
Can I get some water, please?
今気づいた、用意されてない。
I was gonna say he coughed during the presentation. He's got to be struggling through this here.
口カラッカラだった。すいません、すいません。
Unfortunately, if you stand up here for this long, your throat will get dry.
Hey, I hear you, man.
うまい。うまい。
Amazing.
よいしょ。さあ、では続いて、各種お知らせに入っていこうかと思います。
Additional updates.
All right, so let's move on to some more additional updates.
で、ここからはですね、この 7.0 黄金のレガシー発売までの間に、行われることをちょっとご紹介していきます。
These updates will pertain to the time period before Dawn Trail's release.
Okay. This is what all we're getting before the game comes out, the expansion.
So we will be having our updated system requirements.
すでにね、お知らせさせていただいてますが、ぜひご確認の上ですね、準備の方よろしくお願いします。
We have announced these previously, but if you have not yet taken a look at them, please
Still
do
alright.
make sure that
Get
your
to hang on
system
for
is up
another
to
year
spec.
at least.
PC 環境でプレイされてる方で、やべえ、まだ準備できてないっていう方。
Anyone playing on PC who just realized that they had not yet updated how they needed to?
あら、結構いらっしゃいますね。まだ結構いらっしゃいますね。まだ結構いらっしゃいますね。向こうもだ。なるほど、結構いらっしゃいますね。この日本のファンフェスティバルではですね、各種、PC メーカー、それからデバイスメーカーの皆さんが協賛してくださっており、協賛ブース展開もございます。まだですね、グラフィックスアップデートに備えていらっしゃらない方はですね、ぜひ協賛ブースの方にお立ち寄りいただいてですね、PC の買い替えなど、デバイスの買い替えなどご検討いただけると大変嬉しく思います。
Fortunately, we've partnered with several PC and device makers today, and they have a special booth set up so you can look at the equipment. So if you're not yet updated, maybe take a look over there and consider what upgrades you need.
はい。
Good to go. I'm ready.
すでに、お知らせ何度もしていますが、フリートライアル拡大しており
Okay,
ま
that's
す。
right. We knew about that. Stormblood getting added to the free trial.
すでにね、パッチ 6.5 から実施されてますが、フリートライアルの範囲が 4.0、4.x シリーズへと拡大しています。
We have expanded the free trial through 4.x.
まだですね、14の世界に飛び込んでいらっしゃらないお友達とかね、ご家族とか、興味持ってるよみたいな方を、見つけた時にはですね、ぜひフリートライアルから若葉をこうバッて植え付けて、参加させていただけると嬉しいです。
So if you have any friends or family, or you just run into someone who's like, I was considering playing, please foist this upon them as much as you can.
Update your memes and make them play. Oh, here's your Xbox update. Open beta in
As far as Xbox goes, we
February.
will
That's
be
soon.
beginning the open beta test in February.
It's next month.
こちらはですね、2月21日頃、ちょっとまだその前後数日ずれる可能性があるんですけど、2月21日頃、オープンベータを開始させていただこうと思ってます。
Our current plan is to begin the open beta around the 21st. Plans could still change a few days in either direction, but that's what we're aiming for.
ぜひですね、
Well, that is
Xbox
almost
ユーザーの
March,
皆
but
さん
that is still
プレイの
close.
上でですね
Either
この
way.
新たな冒険 7.0 備えるためにもね、冒険スタートしていただけると嬉しいです。
I really hope that a lot of Xbox players will get started right from beta and join us in 14.
Xbox ゲーマーの皆さんとですね、光の戦士としてオールゼアでお会いできるのを楽しみにしております。
And I look forward to meeting a lot of Xbox players as Warriors of Light in game.
そして続いては、こちら新たなるクロスオーバークエスト
All right.
ファンタジー16
They said between now and the expansion, so this is coming soon, probably.
And we are continuing our development of this new crossover with FF16.
こちらリリース4月上旬公
Early
開予定
April.
と
All right.
させていただきます。
So this will be released in early April.
まあ 7.0
I'm excited for it.
期待感
I'm
が
ready.
ガーッと上がっていくそのちょっと前ぐらいに出していこうかなと思いますので、欧州ファンフェスティバルでねお伝えした通り多数の報酬ご用意しております。
So we are planning to release this just before the hype peaks for Dawn Trail. And as we've mentioned previously, we do have quite a nice variety of rewards for those who complete it.
またファイナルファンタジー16はですね先日 DLC 第1弾も、リリースしてですねその世界さらに拡大中です。
And also we have released our first DLC for 16, you might be aware.
ファイナルファンタジー 14 を待つ間にファイナルファンタジー16のプレイもぜひよろしくお願いしますと、ファイナルファンタジー16プロデューサーの吉田さんから、伝言を預かっております。
And I happen to have a message from the producer of FF16,
Okay.
someone named Mr. Yoshida.
He's
who
not
says
coming
that,
out,
while
but we
you're
have a
waiting for Dawn
message
Trail,
from
you
him.
should give 16 a try.
Yeah, there you
すでに
go.
プレイしてくださった皆さん
Pretty good.
も DLC 含めよろしくお願いしますとくれぐれも伝えてくれと申し使っております。はい。
And also to those of you who are already playing 16, please check out the DLC, and thank you very much.
はい。
I do need to check out.
さあなんとかぴったり予定通りに基調講演終われた気がするので、さあファンフェス始めましょうか。
We're ending right on time.
Oh.
おい、待て待て、吉田さん。
何
何か忘れてませんか？
忘れてる？何か？
Am I forgetting something?
ロス？
そう。
ロス？え？
This is our one more thing.
ロスがある？あ、
What's it gonna be?
Hrothgar?
ウクラマトの？
Ukramoto, yes.
ああ、
yes.
そうだった。そう、ミコッテだと思ってたんですよ。
But I totally thought Wukumat was the Mikote.
ご覧いただきましょう。どうぞ。
Let's look.
All right, here it is. They're pretty jacked. You know, I'm not sure it's a race for me. I tend to not fall into the cat people camp. But I do like how jacked they are. I think what I'm learning from this is if they weren't a cat person, I probably would actually consider playing this, because I kind of like the ripped look. Muscle Meow Me.
りがとうございます。大変お待たせいたしました。
Thundercats
黄金のレガシーでは残る最後の種族であるロスガルの女性をプレイヤーキャラクターとして実装させていただきます。
Thank you. After a long wait, we will finally be implementing the last race, female Hrothgar.
The last one. They'll never do another one. Y'all hear that?
ストレートな解釈というのを心がけて強くてしなや
So
かな
don't
タイプを
ask.
持つ種族として今回デザインしてきました。
We did our best to straightforwardly make these as sleek and strong looking as possible.
こちら設定ですが、イルサバードに由来する種族となっており、ロスガルね、もともとイルサバード大陸に出自を持ってます。
As you know, what we have for the Hrothgar currently is that they hail from Ilsabard.
比較的ね出生率、設定もう出ているのでこれまでもお伝えしてきたんですが、
They said female Vieras were the last. Well, yeah, but they were lying that time.
欠物をね排出しています。
Now they mean it. This is
So you will be
this
aware
is
of this,
double
from the
for
setting we have in
realsies,
game already,
realsies.
but,
The last
female
one.
Hrothgar are typically rare, but they do have surpassing leadership qualities.
今回の物語に登場するトラル大陸ではですね、ヤクテル樹海が今回本拠地のような形で登場してきます。
As far as Tural goes, they have a home in Yaktel.
彼女らとの出会いというのにもぜひご期待ください。
So please look forward to meeting them.
もちろんね、プレイヤーの皆さんがキャラクターとしてご自身のね、キャラクターとして選択可能になります。
And of course, you will be able to play as them as well.
種族の追加は大変なので、最後にしたいと私常々この10年言ってまいりました。
Making a new race is really hard, and I have continually said throughout these 10 years that this will be the last one.
Yeah, he's gonna acknowledge
プレイ
it.
ヤー種族の追加を
Really, really the
最
last
後にした
one.
いと考えておりますが、どうなるかは分かりません。皆さん次第です。
And I'd like to say this will be the last one, but perhaps I can't. It depends on you.
There you go. So it is for sure the last one, unless it isn't.
ウクラマともロスガル女性です。
Don't ask for another one
非常に
unless you
魅力的
do.
なキャラクターになっていますので、
And then
ご注
maybe.
目ください。
But
Of course,
absolutely
our
not.
Wuklamat that we introduced earlier is also a female Hrothgar, and she is really a lovely character. So look forward to meeting her.
さあ、これでようやく、忘れ物も皆さんにお伝えしましたので、基調講演も終わりにしていこうと思います。
Okay, and now with that, we are finally done with the keynote.
では最後こちらを紹介して締めにしたいと思います。
But at the very end, I would like to show you one more quick thing.
One more quick thing. Let's see it. What do we got? Oh, is this our key art? This looks awesome.
はい、こちら吉田明子さん書き下ろしのアートとともに基調講演締め
I
たい
like
と
the
思い
look of that a
ま
lot.
す。
So with this art from Yoshida Akiko, we will end the keynote. Thank you.
というわけで黄金のレガシーちゃんと出します。2024年に出します。発売となります。
We will, I assure you, released on trail in 2024.
発売日、
It's
コレクタ
gonna
ーズエ
happen.
ディション予約特典など情報はきちんとまとめて次の機会に大きくまた皆さんにアナウンスさせていただきます。もう少しだけお
Was
待
that
ちく
true?
だ
The
さい。
twins weren't up there?
And we will get the information on
Interesting.
when the pre-order date is, as well as all of the collector's information and special bonuses as soon as we can.
こちらの後ね、見たことないキャラクターがいたりも
Oh, you're right.
するん
The
ですが
twins aren't
ぜ
up
ひその
there.
あたりはね、ちょっとご想像してワクワクしていただけると嬉しいです。
There are several characters you won't have met before in this art, so maybe think about what kind of people they will turn out to be and get hype.
さあではケイトさん通訳ありがとうご
Both
ざいま
twins
し
are
た。
dying. Confirmed. Everybody get out your tissues. It's over. They're not on the key art. They're done. All right. I have to go put my son to bed. So that is going to do it. That's it for the keynote. That's where it's ending. This is, of course, going to keep going because it's an event. There's lots to do, lots to say. The translator's off the stage, so it's not like I'm going to understand any of it anyway. Thank you, everybody, for being here, for checking this out. This was really fun to get to watch this with all of you. And I will be back probably on Tuesday for some multiplayer fun. I hope you all have a good rest of your evening, a fantastic weekend, and I'll catch you next time. Till then, bye, everybody.